Because
Yeah,
that
I
might
honestly,
have my mom come over and help.
for the video that we're watching, it's not. They don't have to use a blood red liquid. They could use like a blue liquid.
Well, I think they're trying to be accurate.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
know.
bleed blue.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah. No, you're thinking of the Smurf cup.
But like when they do like diaper commercials, they don't like use brown water. They use a blue water.
It's a little icky for Casey seeing the red.
Do you know what brand you're going to go for, Kath?
Well, so here's the thing. I purchased one. I just went to Target, and I purchased the one at Target. It's called like a Himalayan salt menstrual cup. However, my girlfriend uses a site called Lola, and this is sort of like environmentally safe, chemical-free type of products for women. So I may order one from here, Nick, and try this one. Because here's the thing. There's different ones, and the one from Target has like
Lola.
because what I've also heard is you might have to like dig around a little to get it out.
Bad choice of words.
Well, somebody texted in, and by the way, we're getting a lot of positive response from women listeners.
Yes.
Male listeners,
Not so much.
Not as much.
Sorry,
I don't think we understand it. But
So there, one of the female listeners recommended, Kathy, that there's one with a longer tip at the bottom of
so
it.
that's what I was worried about, that's going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah. Also, Casey, there's a great documentary that you should watch. It's called Period, End of Sentence.
I feel like I watched it, or no, it won a bunch of, I was going to say Grammys, Oscars and stuff, right?
Yeah, and I believe one of the producers is local.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's about something that happens to half of the population on the planet.
Yeah.
And so it really just dives into.
I might want to watch it. Period, end of story?
Period, end of sentence.
A period, end of sentence.
Yeah.
you're thinking of the sequel.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like. I read this book about this
Quit
gentleman.
boasting.
No, I know. But this guy tried to live an Orthodox Jewish lifestyle for an entire year. He is Jewish, but he's not Orthodox. And so one of the traditions of Orthodox Jews is that when their spouse is on her period, they don't touch them.
Right.
And so for the longest time, they thought that it was a like kind of the sexist sort of like, oh, gross, get away from me. And it was more, what he found out was more of like a mourning. The loss of the possibility of having a child.
Okay.
So when you are shedding, yeah.
I don't judge. I find that very interesting. In this case, to me, it would seem, because I know there have been issues with stuff like tampons and things of that
Toxic
nature,
shock.
where toxic shock and all those sort of situations.
Although
this would seem to be, to me, it actually would seem fairly easy. I was watching the demo video. She sort of rolls it up, and which allows for you to place it where it needs to be. And then once you let go of it, it expands to what you need it to be.
Right. I'm still worried about putting it in place.
Right. By the way, so do they have different sizes of them? Do you know?
Well, so I didn't know this.
You said you're using the Joe Namath brand.
No,
right?
stop it. God, jeez, Steve.
Where did you come up with that?
Hi, I'm Joe Namath. I'm not a woman, and I don't even pretend I know what goes on down there.
Preston, I think there are sizes. I'm looking now here. It says mini, size 1, and size 2, and then you can click the size.
So for the ad campaign, this would be for the regular size.
Yeah, a couple.
And the mini would be
Couple.
There you go.
Oh, it actually
A couplet.
It actually
couplet.
goes by the sizes are based on your age, because I guess your flow changes as you age. So if you're 30 or older, so that wouldn't be me. That's a size 2.
Oh, so
Under 30 is size 1, and then the mini are for first-time users.
we're watching the again.
Couple.
So this seems. So, Kathy, the little nubby at the end that one would use to extract would seem to be about kind of the similar purpose of the string.
Right. So what you're looking at right now, that's similar to what my friend uses, but the one that I got from Target, the little nubby is kind of long. So that's why I don't know if it's comfortable.
To paint the picture, gentlemen, if I will. The cup itself looks like the front end of a World War II bomb that you would see dropped.
Right.
In
exactly.
An old video footage of World War II. So anyhow, but it's also got a little spire that sticks out from it.
Sort of an extended
A
nipple.
little handle, a little extended nipple, like a very lengthy nipple, if you will.
Right.
And that is what, now we're looking at some that actually have a ring on them. I guess these are reusable ones, Kathy.
Okay.
Are
Those
they
are party
disposable?
ones.
No, they're reusable. You wash them.
Which is why it's environmentally better. Okay.
And it seems to be of a very malleable polyurethane sort of thing. I do see the merit in this on one level. I think it might be a way I would go. So Let me ask you one thing, and again, not to be, and then
no, at this point, go ahead.
she's showing to me that they do have the Joe Namath brand on Amazon. That with the tampon, you are also sort of cleaning the area when you extract. Can you extract this?
Oh, wait, what do you mean? Like cleaning as in you think taking the tampon out is cleaning?
It does it?
Cotton
No.
swab.
Okay,
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, because
I only wipe my butt.
No, think about it. It's like it's saturated, so
Right.
Yeah.
not so much.
No,
You're not
okay.
really
All right, that
cleaning
makes sense. I
anything.
was just curious if that served a purpose that I was unaware of.
On this cup, to describe that little tip again, if you were a guy and you have one of these hands, you would take your finger and flick it and go and make that noise.
Now I know you're okay.
I have to say, Kathy, I think this actually, as Nick started again, and I agreed with his perception, this seemed like something you'd be opposed to. Now that I hear it explained, it seems actually more cleanly.
Right?
Just the extraction process seems like it would be difficult because you're talking about something that's not plugged, it's not saturated into something. It's in a cup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you got to pull that cup out, and there could be spillage.
It's like playing a game of Operation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
But
like that.
will your nose light up if you hit the edges of your...
But you want to do it in the shower, right, Kat?
I think
in the shower, of course.
I think the shower is a good idea.
You
Now,
wouldn't do it while standing on the console here in the studio, right?
No, I think I'm not going to go that far.
But if you were at work and you didn't obviously have the shower, would you then have two cups, like take one out, put the other one in? Because I don't know how these things work, but like if you took it out and then you had to like clean it in the sink,
right?
You couldn't do that because you're still expelling things,
point,
right?
True.
But I think also the point of this is you can go much longer than a tampon. So you're not going. You can go to work for the day and then come home and change.
And if you have three of them at work, you could set up like a little 3-card Monte game with a little ball underneath one of the cups. Ooh, watch the ball. Which one has the ball?
Two more and you have a flight.
That too.
Yeah. I have a flight of menstrual fluid. Hey, Kathy, what does an ablation do? Because I hear like some women after having babies will have an ablation to help with the flow.
Jerry Lewis invented that, right?
Case, I'm not exactly sure, but my guess is that it helps with because your flow gets heavier.
Okay.
I think a lot of times as you age.
All right. Calls from ladies who either approve or disapprove.
I want to hear.
Let's go to Rebecca. First of all, hi, Rebecca. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, that was well done, Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca, what's up?
So I have been a cup wearer for many years. I actually started with the disposable soft cups, which are really easy to use, and you can actually wear them during sex.
All right, so let me just ask again, as a completely ignorant to this. So they make them in both disposable and reusable.
Yeah, so the disposable ones I just kind of wanted to start out with to try them out, but they do also work for 12 hours, so like you get that long-term use out of them.
Okay.
Versus the tampon, you know?
Yeah.
And you prefer it?
I absolutely do. So it's super easy to use. So the new one that I use, the Diva Cup, there is like a suction that forms to prevent it from leaking. So I typically change in the shower.
Now, am I reading correctly that it says here on what you were going to comment on that you can have sex while you have it in?
Absolutely. So there's another one that I got. I haven't tried yet, but it's similar to the soft cup. So it doesn't have that little nub. So it's kind of more like a saucer, and it does not leak when you're having sex, and it doesn't poke anything that's poking in you.
Wow. Okay, and again, we're trying to slalom this because listen, there is so much.
Thank you, Rebecca.
We get away with as guys with not having to operate all this additional plumbing and concern and so on and so forth. So I would endeavor in every way to make it easier to use. So I completely my heart and my accolades go to anyone who is attempting to juggle that kind of stuff.
Rochelle has had difficulty with it her entire life.
Oh my God.
Okay, so it's not easy for her.
No.
Every single time.
Yeah.
So she's got some above and beyond issues.
And it can be
it's very
horrible.
tough. And I feel horrible for her every time that it happens, and it's just she's been going to doctors for years to try and figure out what's wrong.
Yeah.
And they can't figure it out.
And you know that here No pun. It's like the clock is ticking to your next encounter with it, and
it's coming no matter what.
Yeah.
So my friend who uses it just texted me, and she said, "No way, I would not have sex with it."
Okay.
Well, I guess she said there's a different kind that's like a saucer. So
what does it say as far as the under the Joe Namath specs there?
Stop. But wait, I read about putting it in place, but there's also you can read about removing it, and the first step is wash your hands. The second step is relax.
Okay.
It's a picture of Joe Namath holding a football guard with my cup, go deep.
Yeah, a couple.
Hi, I'm Broadway Joe. Oh, my God.
I'm not saying I know a lot about lady parts, but I do know.
All right, let me go to Kelly. Hey there, Kelly.
Good morning, it.
Good morning, it, Kelly. What's up?
I love this conversation so much. I've been encouraging my friends to switch for months now.
Okay, and are you being met with deaf ears, or are they opening up about it?
So I think they have the same concerns as Kathy with, inserting, removing, and then how much it holds, too. Mm-hmm. I think it's so much better than tampons.
Well, many people say
it
does make sense.
And once you go to it, you're never going to go back. Like when people who switch, they are committed to it.
Kelly, how long ago did you make the switch?
So I'm actually pretty new to it. I just switched over the summer.
Oh, okay.
And I'm actually pregnant now, so it's not like I need it.
Oh, so you don't need it right now.
Can I ask you also, so in the course of an average day, and Kathy, please feel free to chime in, I should say, how often would one normally replace a tampon during the course of a day?
Oh my God.
And Kelly, depending on, I assume, what you're used to emitting.
And which day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say at least 5 to 6.
So 5 to 6. So you could get away with this for like 12 hours?
That's what they say?
Oh, yeah. I only use it 2 to 3. I probably switch it out 2 to 3 times a day.
Oh, I'd be in. I'd be in.
That would be
to avoid doing that 5-6 times a day to just doing one shot.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Totally.
And Kelly,
I'm going to do it now.
Yeah.
Kelly, when you remove it, you wash it and then put the same one back in?
Yeah. So I just rinse it out. You boil it. You're supposed to boil it once.
Stick them in a stew.
Cycle. So it's usually
once during
exactly.
a cycle. Okay. Nice. And Kathy, we can buy you these as gifts and stuff, like different colors and things like that.
We can get you one that says "World's Best Boss."
Yeah.
I'm getting a menstrual cup in the mail now.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my God.
Listen, we have loads of people on the line that want to talk about this. But we have to take a break. Can I go to one more?
Yeah, I would like. Yeah, we need to revisit
Let me go to Rachel.
this.
Hi, Rachel. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Rachel?
Using the cup, Gadzooks. I've been using the cup for a while. I'm on my third one.
Okay.
You're supposed to throw them out about every 2 years, or a little less. But, there's a measuring tool on the inside. So, Kathy, you could actually measure how much you are letting go.
Okay.
Got it.
Oh, okay. So as you pull it out, it's got little notches on the side of it that tells you how much. Okay.
On the inside, it actually says quarter ounce, half ounce.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. So
It's like a jigger. It's
exactly.
Like
Yeah.
So
On the rocks, please.
Right.
I'm a big fan. Good luck. I love it.
All right, Rachel.
Thank you,
Thanks for the heads
Rachel.
up.
That's what I mean. Anybody who uses them, that's what they say. Like you're never going to go back once
Listen,
you get it down.
Reducing the amount of times you have to swap it out.
Yep.
It appears to be less detrimental to the environment. Also, it appears to be just in general more hygienic.
Nick, did you see any negatives on the text board? Because I didn't see any, and I didn't see any negative calls either.
No, I mean just people who are eating their breakfast.
Well, yeah, I mean that's yes,
Right.
Yeah.
of course.
But I'd say for half the audience, this is a really relatable topic.
All right.
Most definitely.
Nice.
Okay, and those of us who are married are probably concerned about our ladies as well about that whole thing. So,
If you haven't, yes.
I would like to applaud Kathy Romano for being so forthcoming.
No pun intended.
No pun intended with her personal life.
I will let you know how it goes.
Please keep us updated. Let's start posting your flow chart.
Okay.
And let's add Joe Namath and see if you can get an endorsement.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in a moment. We will have Nims Purja, the Nepalese mountaineer. The Netflix documentary, 14 Peaks, Nothing is Impossible, is available now. And then after that, we're going to talk to Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
So we'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR. MMR rocks the Black Keys. Dropping in for a summer showdown.
Wait a
Saturday,
second here.
July 30th.
I keep a list for things like this. You are a jackass, crumb, creme, creep, cram, crumb. Oh, that's the wrong list. That's the potential dog names.
Thinking about getting another one, huh?
It was in
Wait,
Chestnut Hill.
wait, hold on a second. Honey, where's my reported bad name list?
It's in the closet.
No, I looked in there. I was looking for the dog's chew toy. I'll get back to you. What's your number? Give me a number.
By the way,
I
Marissa.
remembered it.
By the way,
He gets a call late at night.
No, he calls him back later on.
Better call this guy up. Yeah. You're a yellow crumb snake.
Have a lovely
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Have a lovely evening.
For that creep.
Oh, you creme crumb creep cram. You're an apple crumb creep cake. A la moron. Yeah, that wasn't that good.
Scratch that one off.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's.
I think when I try to do French desserts, it doesn't work out.
Spitballing.
I'll stick with the German stuff.
Oh my God.
I'm glad we revisited this.
Oh my God, I'm getting tears on my glasses here. Reality stars Todd and Julie Chrisley.
Oh my God!
Is it Chrisley knows
yeah,
best?
Chrisley knows best. It's horrible.
Yeah.
There was one weekend where there was something I was watching a marathon of on the USA Network, and every other commercial was for Chrisley Knows Best.
Oh God!
She's a piece of ass, though, I think.
She is, but he's got to be gay.
Yeah, I don't know who wears more makeup.
He does.
Yeah.
Well, they have.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but come on.
They have been cleared of $2 million in tax evasion charges, according to ET.
Well, there you go.
The pair who.
You've been cleared.
Why are you here? I thought you were a botanist.
Yes, but I minored in accounting
So he.
on my home world of ET world.
It's easy to count on those big fingers you have.
Absolutely.
And numbers are universal, so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The pair who pleaded not guilty were accused of cheating on their taxes by Georgia's Department of Revenue.
Hey, come over here. You're gay, right?
Todd said Julie.
Just everything about you is highlights and the hair, and I don't know, and nothing wrong with that, but yeah, you're gay.
So Todd said Julie and I knew all along that we had done nothing wrong and that when the facts came out, we would be fine.
Well, there you go. Now, the other question is, Preston, about this video, this sex video that they were supposedly extorting their own daughter with. You know this story, right?
No.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. There's like a porn video. And
Is it her in?
That's, now, this is a whole morass of crap. They're still trying to hash it out.
It was her and E.T., but it was just finger stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to finger blast you like you've never been blasted.
Oh, my God.
Light you up
You're
like
going to feel it down there and up in your mouth, too.
like a jack-o'-lantern.
I'm going to turn you into a Chinese puzzle.
Oh, my God. Does he
I'm going to
not
blow your goddamn head off.
Does he not look like the villain in Lazy Town?
He does.
Yeah, Robbie Rotten.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yes, you're right.
You look like the villain in Lazy Town.
All right. He also said, this is Todd, not
Anyway,
E.T.
whatever happened to the girl in that show?
We're just glad that the Department of Revenue was willing to keep an open mind and look at the evidence.
Well, of course. He presented a good case.
Ironclad.
There he is, Preston. There's a
Yeah.
a little bit.
Robbie
around
Rotten.
the teeth.
Looks a little bit like him. All right, Aaron Paul tells E.T.
Oh,
Jesus.
You were in Breaking Bad, right?
That making El Camino a Breaking Bad movie was a blast.
Crystal meth.
He said that we were really, truly such a family, and it felt like a crazy sort of messed up family reunion, just telling the same old messed up story.
I had a family on Earth with Elliot and his brother and sister.
Miley Cyrus is asking her followers to send good vibes amid her recent hospitalization.
God almighty, that's the least we can do.
Yeah, I know. On Tuesday,
I was vibing last night. I don't know if you received them.
well, she has tonsillitis, so thoughts and prayers, folks. On Tuesday, the singer revealed on her Instagram stories that she had been admitted to a local hospital just one day after sharing on the social media platform she was suffering from tonsillitis. In the series of pics that featured Miley in her hospital gown, she explained how she was trying to get better before this weekend's Gorilla Palooza.
What the hell?
It's an entire concert series performed by gorillas.
No, it's a charity event hosted by Ellen DeGeneres' The Ellen Fund.
For her gorilla sanctuary.
That is correct, yeah. Well, to raise global conservation efforts.
Right.
She had written, hoping the rock star gods send me a boost of badass and help me kick this S to the curb where it belongs. We got gorillas to save.
I love the way she talks.
She captioned a somber hospital bed selfie that showed an IV in her arm.
I don't feel so good.
You don't feel so good?
I don't feel so good.
Okay.
I hope my voice, everyone send some good vibes because I want to be able to perform for Gorilla Palooza.
Oh, gross.
Shut up, Kathy.
Yeah, right?
From there. From there,
Hi, everyone.
From there.
I'm in the hospital room because I have tonsillitis and I want my voice to get better for Gorilla Palooza.
You have tonsillitis and you want your voice to get better
Gorilla Palooza.
because you're afraid you'll lose it.
Yeah.
Something like
No,
that.
for gorillas.
From there, Miley changed tones and began to get more optimistic about her current situation, opening up about how looking good, about how looking good can make a person feel good.
Yeah, she's right.
Practicing what she preached, the singer showed off her oversized hospital gown that she cheekily redesigned to be more form-fitting, low-cut, and sleeveless.
Look, a gorilla could wear this.
A gorilla could wear that. She took the scissors out and she cut up her gown and made it into something a little more
Fancy.
Miley-ish.
Wow.
Unbelievably enchanting.
Yeah, just a beacon of light.
Just a beacon of light and
dark
hope.
world.
And gorilla saving.
Yeah.
She wrote, how you present yourself can determine how you feel, and she captioned a mirror selfie in the hospital room that featured her mother, Tish, standing behind her and doing her hair. And she said, thank you, Mama, for helping this little sickie look a little bit better
Mama.
by brushing
Love you, Mama.
my God,
So gross.
so gurgly.
Not getting better.
Mama, please. Can we go help the gorillas?
She also wrote, redesign my hospital gown.
Maybe she needs to just rest.
The final post saw Miley being
Get in the bed!
being showered, and this is her in bed, showered with love by her friends as she laid in her hospital bed covered with rose petals next to a giant bouquet of bright yellow sunflowers and a large I love you balloon. And she wrote, I love my main gaze.
Well, her boyfriend came to visit overnight, Preston. The stories have been updated.
Wait, who's her boyfriend?
I don't know. He's a mystery man. To me.
Mystery man.
And he's playing guitar for her.
played acoustic for her, and she's chilling. She's in bed, Steve. So she's resting up.
All right, looks like Danny Glover.
It's not Danny Glover. It's a white guy with a beanie on.
That's my bitch.
No.
So she's healing up as we speak.
Well, listen, she's trying to heal for a good cause.
But what a voice.
We all support gorillas.
A nervous sex shop customer with a marked resemblance to Elvis Presley is the subject of a manhunt in New Zealand.
Like a double-headed dildo, man.
Police want to speak to the Elvis lookalike in connection with the theft of an imitation vagina from Peaches and Cream Adult Megastore in suburban Auckland.
This one looks just like Scylla.
Staff member Kat Mayer described the man as having black, slick-backed hair and wearing large sunglasses, and in a not very Elvis touch, an orange high-visibility vest.
Look at that vagina, man. That thing's huge.
He had attempted to buy the sex toy, but when his credit card was declined, he said that he was going to go out and get another card. Instead, he snatched the vagina.
Snatched his vagina.
And ran out of the shop. She said...
It's called dine and gash.
She said...
That's good.
Thank you, man. That's why I'm the king.
She said it's really frustrating when this sort of thing happens. So rude, and it ruins your day. She said the man tried to distract her. She said he was very energetic and erratic, going around the shop.
I got so much energy, man.
Talking a lot. He brought a sex toy called Like a Virgin up to the counter, but his card was declined.
I ain't nothing but a hound doggy style.
He was really vivacious. She said, I'm not here to judge anyone, but he comes in really vivacious, and he blindsided me. I mean, I look like an idiot, but it happened so quick, and before I know it, he's running off down the street.
Don't beat yourself up. If a guy who's an energetic Elvis comes into your sex shop, you're going to be thrown off.
Local police confirmed that they had received a report of theft at the store, so they are looking for Elvis with a fake vagina. How about one of our favorites, Lindsay Lohan? She seems to be vying for Liam Hemsworth's attention after following his split from Miley Cyrus.
He played Thor, baby.
No, that was the other.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, this is Liam.
There's two of them?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Liam was in the
Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games. Thank
I
you,
got
Case.
the wrong one.
Liam appears to be the only single remaining in a quick, fast Hollywood recoupling. Miley has moved on with Caitlyn Carter, who just split from Brody Jenner, who is now with Josie Canseco.
Oh, my God. You know, if he really wants to throw it back in her face, Liam should get with Caitlyn Jenner.
That would be.
What's your name, hot stuff?
That would be.
Are you Thor? Hunger Games.
That would be wonderful. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm hungry.
Hungry for some games.
Lindsay,
let's play hide the pickle.
So here's what happened. Lindsay hit on Liam in the comments section of an E! News repost of a selfie of Liam and Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, my
OMG.
God. You need a forensic scientist to backtrack this.
Who watches this stuff?
By the way, Lindsay, there was... it's all gone south. The smoking, the hard living. She ruined everything.
So the E! News account captioned the selfie, "It's an age-old debate, Chris or Liam Hemsworth." And then Lindsay responded in the comments, "Why didn't we meet in Sydney or Bondi?" That's it, folks.
Okay.
That's the flirt. That's the big flirt.
There it is, man.
All right.
I got sense and time off.
Liam and Chris.
You can make me a Vegemite sandwich. Because you come from land down under. Women thunder, men plunder.
And Liam and Chris have been hanging in Australia since the split.
Let's hang. Let's pet some dingoes.
So what?
Pet some dingoes.
Oh, pet some dingoes.
What you thought you heard?
I didn't know what that was.
It's Australian.
I heard pants and dingoes.
Pants and dingoes.
It's a great. It's an Aboriginal vaudeville team. I'm pants and I'm dingoes.
Yeah. Break out the didgeridoo. It's time for pants and dingoes.
I'm sorry, I didgeridoo.
Yep.
Waka waka waka.
That's the punchline.
Those are the jokes. And then instead of like a slide whistle, that's what they play. The Aborigines like, yeah, it's good.
Do you remember the squirtable butter used to come in a thing?
Yeah, butter spray.
Is that what?
I
No,
can't
not
believe it's
spray,
not
not
butter.
spray.
There's an actual like liquid, almost
Really?
like
liquidy
like the way you
butter.
dispense mustard.
It was
don't
more
remember
back in the 80s probably. And if you had a waffle, you could go blink, 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 blink in each little.
If I had a waffle,
Each little
I'd eat it
crevice.
in the morning.
I
yeah,
mean,
there
do
we go.
you need
Parkway.
butter in every little square?
You do.
If you're
you're a man.
If you're a man. No.
Okay.
No, I obsess about little things like that.
Okay.
It's just like weird.
So your answer is yes, you do.
Yeah, I have a butter memory with Preston that is probably 19 years old. Do you know what it is?
memories.
Butter memory.
Preston, do you remember the butter memory?
That's probably 19 years old.
19 years old.
memories.
You would have to butter memories. You would have to give me a hint.
Me, you, Steve, and Marilyn.
Wow.
that wraps it up.
Butterfest,
Did a show
1998.
for 3 years together.
Media
We're
Court
lucky.
Diner.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
You know the butter memory?
Yeah.
Oh, well, do tell.
So we're sitting there, and it's after we had done a show, and we're having lunch, and there was
We're all just getting to know each other, by the way.
yeah, we're all
Okay.
getting to know each other, and so they had a little ramekin full of butter, which is a small dish. And so I guess it was a ball of butter or something like that. And we're just talking, and I just reach out and grab it and just squish it with my hand, just to be outrageous,
Provocative.
I'm like, ooh, butter.
Yeah.
And I did that, and he died laughing.
I was
So.
like, what? I wish I would have done that.
Love at first sight.
That looked fun.
Butter memories.
But if I owned a diner and
I dine in the morning.
and I was serving waffles, there would be a special little spray that I would put melted butter in so that you could go.
You would keep it like you could even have it as you could have the way you have a mug warmer where your butter could be on it and with the pump so that you could dispense that
Now
way.
it would need to be more like misty,
Like a fire hose?
No, like
Like
you
spray bottle. To the show, he's a fascinating individual. He is a world record holder, and I'm not talking like eating the most donuts in 60 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, the exact opposite.
This guy has climbed the 14 tallest peaks in the world in the shortest amount of time, and I mean like a ridiculously short amount of time. Shattered the former record. There is a Netflix documentary that is called 14 Peaks that is available, and he is our first guest on our new fancy schmancy Zoom hookup system that we have here, and let's pray to God it works. Please welcome Nims Purja to the show this morning. Nims, good morning to you.
Good morning to you all, brother. How are you all doing today?
We're doing fantastic. Listen, we are in awe of your achievements. We also think you're a little bit crazy for doing what you do. You and the whole group of people that do what you do. When did this fascination of not just breaking the record, but just mountaineering in general, just climbing and so on, did that catch at an early age?
No, I only started climbing for the first time when I was 30-year-old.
Okay.
And a lot of people think, I probably from the mountain region. I was born there. Not really, guys. I was born in the most warmest, like 37 degrees, 40 degrees Celsius, and the most flatted part of Nepal. So yeah, I started very late in the season. But again, it shows like to everybody out there, it's never too late to start anything new, right?
Yeah. Well, this is what the whole movie 14 Peaks, Nothing is Impossible is about, and it is riveting. My wife and I watched it. She was watching through her fingers or at certain points because it's that tense and that amazing. 14 of the highest peaks, over 8,000 meters, and you wanted to do it inside 7 months. It took just over 6 months for you. The previous gentleman who appears in the movie, Reinhold Meisner, he did it without oxygen over the course of 16 years, and he sings your praises and your group because, I mean, my wife kept saying, and I kept saying this, Nims, you are a superhero. You are beyond human in your physicality. There's one point where you climb Everest, I'm going to botch the names, but 2 neighboring peaks in 48 hours. I mean, that's astonishing. Did you have an inclination as a kid or any idea that you possessed this superior physicality?
Not really, buddy. Look, again, this is the reason why, when I first said, like, look, I'm going to go and climb all the 14 peaks in 7 months, and people were like, people who understand what it takes to climb a 14 or even one 8,000 meter peak, they were like, Nims, it's impossible because people have tried 14 times, like that's 14 years to climb one 8,000 meter peak.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to do it. So a lot of things can have an impact. So that's why people were saying that, I'm crazy. Even the Red Bull was saying, yeah, Nims, all good, but it's like you saying that I'm going to swimming to the moon. So I was like, oh, okay, hang on. But the point here was like I had always believed in myself. I knew that I had the bigger purpose, why I was doing it. And the purpose were very simple. Literally, it doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is. You can always show the world that nothing is impossible. And in line with that, the Nepalese climbing community, the Sherpas, we have always been in shadows. So I wanted to uplift the name of the Nepalese climbing community. And those big purposes is what it gave me the energy.
Well, it's interesting because a lot of people may not realize they are familiar with your work, but for anyone who saw that amazing photo of people queued sort of waiting to get to the summit of Everest that went viral all over the world, that line of people, you took that photograph.
Yeah, and New York Times didn't even give me the credit.
Come on.
Wow. I have a question about that photo, Nims, and I've heard that it's a little bit misleading that it was that busy that particular day because people have been waiting the weather out for so long to get up there.
Yes, so now I have the opportunity to correct it, and people need to please listen to this. So in this society, in this day and age, we always wanted to lower the people down. For example, if you're working, let's say, in some firm and there are like 25 people, and if one of your friends go and climb Everest, people will say, oh, nowadays everybody climb Everest. Mm-hmm. Well, hang on, you don't know that. And just to give you an example, just because 10,000 people run London Marathon or whatever marathon it is, that doesn't become easier. Still, it's a full marathon, right? Just because many people are doing it never simplifies that. So it's still a tough. Now, the perspective of the queue. Look, it takes 2 months to climb Everest. Not everybody has got the privilege. People sometimes sell their house, empty all their savings to come and climb. Normally, you would have, let's say, 5 good weather windows or 6 good weather windows so people can go at different times. But it was one of that year where in whole of this age, there's only one good weather window. And everybody wanted to go on that day. And even none of the really fatalities happened on that day, to be honest. But it's just like, people wanted to grab that picture and make the huge headlines, massively misinterpreted. So I hope people will listen and correct themselves.
No, I agree. And honestly, anyone who can do it is amazing. What you did, and what your group of Nepalese, mountain climbers as well. And you're right. To the accolades should be given to the Sherpa and anybody who does this and does this so competently and saves lives. Each of the mountains, Nims, as it's being presented in the documentary, is almost like a titan, like a god. In its own right, with its own personality. And you start with this mountain I had not heard of, Annapurna, which is this gigantic mountain that is constantly avalanching and raging and all of this stuff. And so that's what you start with. And then you go through. Is that how you perceive the mountains? Do you perceive them as entities, or is it just a slab of rock to you?
Man, look, the first thing, why I went to climb those mountains, there's a good reason. So imagine, Nims came from really humble background, nothing, barefoot. Then in my time, like 32,000 people aged between 18 and 21 went for the Gurkha selection, the British Gurkha selection. Only 230 made it. So you take pride in that, right?
Yeah.
Then again, moving on in my career, I was the first guy ever to pass the selection for SBS, which is equivalent to the US SEAL Team 6, right? So again, now not only that, serving with the Special Forces for 4 years and then going around the world doing crazy stuff. Honestly, guys, you think you're invincible. You think you don't really care about anybody. You think even he's a billionaire or whatever, you don't give a shit because, you have done shit, all these things. So you literally think you are that invincible. But when I went to the mountain, it really made me humble, brother. It really made me it put me into the box, saying that, well, the nature has always good thing to say. Yeah. And that's why I started doing it, because it makes you feel very humble. And also it simplifies loads of stuff in this day and age. We worry about so many things, right? But you don't need to have a lot to have the happiness. Life can be simplified. And the adventure is what it gives you, all this joy, happiness, and everything. So yeah, that's why I started climbing, when I was nearly 31 years old. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's so impressive, Nims. I've been fascinated by mountain climbing since I read Into Thin Air about, the ascent on Everest that was deadly for so many people. And the documentary 14 Peaks really is just a fascinating look into what you did and what your fellow climbers did. I'm also blown away by the ability to make a movie like that at all. What Jimmy Chin and the crew at Netflix are able to do, and getting that footage is just almost, to me, as impressive as the climb itself. So how long have you had a relationship with Jimmy, and when did this idea for the documentary start to come together and think, we can actually make a movie out of this?
So look, again, I grew up in this family where we had chicken on the first floor. We used to live in the rent, right? And then the ground floor was where we used to live. And it was really tough life. We didn't even have a TV in our house. I used to go around the neighbor's house and kind of, try to sneak through the window, and they would say hey, get away. But from that point, again, this whole 14 Peaks was shot by myself and my team. Okay?
Yeah.
So Can you all hear me? Is everything good?
Yep. Yeah, it's an amazing thing that, again, footage like you've never seen. And Nims, if I may, just go ahead.
So to move into that one again, like I had this vision to show the world, like the picture in 6,000 words. So we grabbed, more than 100 hours of footages. Then we got to UK. Then Noah got involved, and Jimmy and Conrad Anchor guys. They supported me so much. They are like my brothers. And Jimmy got involved, Chai got involved, and they put things into perspective. And Netflix, I must have to say thank you to them, because they managed me, or they helped me to tell the story worldwide. So, thank you to everybody, who played a great role in this endeavor.
Well, I can't overstate just how impressive and how moving the documentary is. There are points in the documentary. You've just come down off this Annapurna. You guys, your group finds out that there is there's a climber trapped on the mountain. You get helicoptered back up and rescue this guy. There's another situation that does not work out so well, where on another mountain, one of the peaks, you encounter another man who's dying. You guys basically give him all of your oxygen, waiting for 11, 12 hours for help that does not come. I mean, very powerful. These are like major life issues, and show the mettle of a person, how they confront these things. And this is a constant throughout the movie. I mean, I again, it is so incredibly impressive. And I wanted to ask you, because you talk about feeling invincible until you got to the mountains. There's a story you relay about when you're in the military, and if people couldn't quite hear, you were in an elite force called the Gurkha, and you are on a rooftop, and a sniper shoots at you. Explain what happened.
So the guys, for me, what you have all seen in the 14 pics is I was on the Special Forces mission with the SBS, not actually Gurkha, SBS. So I'm doing a tier 1, target takeover in this sensitive area. And what you saw was just I got pinged by a sniper. I fell from 2-story building, fully blooded. My primary weapon was out of use. But what you didn't see is what happened afterwards. So yes, my weapon was completely useless. So I had a pistol. I kept fighting for 7 hours. There's only one pistol before I get the resub on my primary weapon. And why I was doing this, even I was asked to leave the battlefield and go in the hospital. What I believe is the centrality of the mission. For me, like if I go, that means that's one less Special Forces operator in the ground. That's one less set of night visions on the ground. That's one less set of arc covering on the ground, and that would have an impact on the mission. I have to look after my teammates, and hence why I keep fighting. I was there. And we managed to achieve the goal, and then we're only kind of pull our helis, and we left that area only 48 hours after. So yeah, this is me, I think.
Well, listen, it's impressive, but Preston, just to explain, he had his rifle up to the side of his face. The sniper shoots him. It happens to hit the stock of the. I mean, and so yeah. I mean, you should have been history at that point. It's astonishing. So listen, we want you around for a long time, and I know you're not indestructible, but maybe you need to sit down every once in a
while. Do you have any further adventures on your list, Nims, that you want to get to after conquering this?
Yes, brother. So I have a guiding company called Elite Expert. I got 2 other Sherpa brothers who are also partner with me in this. So I just came from guiding in Antarctica, but now I'm going to guide on Everest. So Migma, myself, and we all will be on Everest guiding. But more importantly, what we're also doing is, look, Earth is our home. We need to look after it. I'm not Jeff Bezos with $1 billion or, like Elon Musk. I cannot change everything, but I'm playing my part, whatever I can do to protect our planet. So I have announced the Big Mountain Cleanup Project. The aim is to clean all the rubbish, everything from Everest, from Camp 4. So Camp 4 is at the death zone, 8,000 meters. And so it's not only for the sustainability, but it's also for the safety. Sometimes people clip in the wrong rope and they fall to death. So I will be doing that in April and May. I have got on my charity and foundations. I hope some big corporates, specifically from the Mountaineering part, will support. They haven't at the moment. Brother, this is where I am now, trying to give back to the society, to the community. But you know what? Again, it's standby for the big world records. There will always be something surprises,
Yeah, all right.
And Nims, we should also mention the book. There's a kid's version of it, but it's called Beyond Possible. Yeah. And so this is out at National Geographic, published it. And so the name of the book is Beyond Possible. You want to talk about that for a second?
Yes, look, not everybody likes everybody, okay? I don't expect that everybody will like Nims. I get it, but keep the ego to a side. Every kid should look at this book because it's the story of a man who believed in himself, a story of a man who worked so hard, a story of a person where the whole world was going against it, saying that it's impossible, but who believed in himself or herself to move on. So for everybody, all parents out there, you probably may not like this guy, but for your kids and all that, do a favor. They need to read it, and you never know where this book and what inspiration they can get away from this journey, and can be, the next lesson for him or herself.
Well, no, honestly, there's so much to be inspired by this at whatever level you. Again, even Reinhold Messner says, he says he doesn't like people who say I'm going to do this. He likes people who do it. And so to find that thing, that passion of yours, that's obviously what motivated you. Again, so you got this documentary out of the way. You did the 14, and then as Nick was mentioning, you just did Antarctica. Give us your next insanely crazy challenge that you're going to place upon yourself.
Well, for that, you got to stay tuned, brother.
Hey, I have a question, Nims. So this documentary on Netflix is phenomenal, but so is also a documentary, Free Solo, with Alex Honnold. And I know that you guys know each other. Now, does that guy do stuff that you wouldn't try to do? Is he crazy, or what is your perception of him?
No, he is insanely good, right? That's why I wouldn't be able to go and climb like him, I have respect for what he does. And that's why, as I said, what I do probably, somebody is calling.
It's all good.
Calling, like, oh my God. It's Tucci. It's no one. So I think, look, I have a huge respect. Oh my God.
It's Alex. It's Alex. He's calling right now.
It's Alex.
Yeah.
Please, I'll call you back when I'm done, because it's interesting, the interview here. Ready? Got that? Thank you. Bye. Okay. It's natural, right? So look, reference Alex and amazing and all. I won't be able to do what he does. Phenomenal. But again, 1,000 meters is my playground. I'm happy to So, but good.
I just want to do one quick mention of a thing. There's the mountain, I believe, was Nanga Parbat. I'm mispronouncing it. You take a slide down that mountain. Preston, you had a story earlier of someone sliding down
Mount Hood. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it? How many meters did you slide down? You're cascading down this mountain, flipping all over. You managed by the sheer grace and ability to grab a rope. How far did you fall down that mountain?
I fall exactly around 100 meters, and this is just like, it was just a kind gesture to give a rope to somebody else who was so scared and they wanted the rope for themselves. And I was like, hey, I'm super experienced and I can just come off the rope and do it. But I didn't pay attention. I was just like not giving 100% to the now, and that's when people make mistake. And I made mistake. Coming off the rope is not, it's not rocket science. It's okay. But my mistake was not taking that seriously, that, hey, now I'm jumping off from safety to not safety, now give 100%.
Right.
So I didn't switch off quick enough. And then because of the negligence, I fall. But it's amazing, like when you serve in the special forces, you kind of, you can break things down. And I tried to self-arrest 2 times. I couldn't, and I started even tumbling even faster. And I was like, oh my God. Like I was thinking like, okay, now I have to do something. And I saw a rope in my peripheral vision. And I went and just like, boom, grab it, right? And I was like, shit, my legs are shivering. My legs were shivering. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, but I know people were watching and they were like, oh, this is the guy from 14 Pigs. And people were still, So I stand up, grab my goggles, put it on, sunglasses, just say this no, and I just like walk down like nothing had happened. But
inside you're scared to death. Oh my God! Wow, well, it happens to everybody, even a superhero like you. Nims, it's an amazing achievement. What an amazing life, and you're happy doing it. That's what we love about what you do. So, like you said, we'll stay tuned and we'll find out what your next project is going to be, and I'm sure it will be amazing. But thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Hey, to everybody, team out there, thank you so much for having me with you all. And to everyone, if you want to follow this story, you can find Nimsdai all over the socials and the website nimsdai.com. Once again, thank you for your support and love.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's hear for Nims, guys. Nims Purja. It is called 14 Peaks, and that's just. That is another level of human beings. That is the elite, is what it is.
So he was, and he I don't know if you could quite hear, but he said basically he was in the SEAL Team 6 of his of the Gurkhas, and so they put him through. Nick, you can echo this amazement. They put him through a physical test when he's preparing for the mountain climbing, and they have him on this exercise bike, and he's got a mask over his face with the oxygen and so on and so forth, and his level. They do a check on his level of ability to keep his oxygen level high and just his physicality, and the testing guys is looking at it. He cannot believe the level at which he's able to operate.
Which, you know what, I want to point something out, and I appreciate the optimism and I appreciate the confidence when people of his ilk say, you can do anything you want to do. Not really.
There are limits.
You can push yourself and you can achieve certain things, but there's only a handful of people that can do certain things.
They literally are climbing a mountain, and people have started well before them. They pass them by effortlessly.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're like, hey, how are you?
He said it takes 2 months to climb Everest.
Yeah.
He did it in like half a day or whatever.
He did, and 2 sister peaks in 48 hours.
Unreal.
Right after that, yeah. I mean, like it's really remarkable. Like when they get to base camp, and people are just having such a difficult time breathing because I think that's at 19 or 20,000 feet. They have 9,000 feet more to go above that. And when I read Into Thin Air by John Krakauer, he talks about flying into Kathmandu, and the cruising elevation for the jet is at 30,000 feet, and he looks out and he realizes this is what people are going to climb up to,
right?
Where he's cruising in the jet airliner. So it's like it really is. They take it to a different level, and it's so impressive.
He encounters a thing called haze, which is a high altitude sort of delirium, as he's coming down after having this guy die in his arms.
Yeah.
And so he's tried to do everything they can to get this guy safe, and he's coming down. Nick, he's walking at nighttime with just one light on his head. And so he starts to hallucinate, and he thinks he's seeing Yetis and all that stuff, and he's still got a tremendous distance to go to get down to the base camp. How he's alive, I don't know.
You can see how people that suffer through that, Steve, like they start getting delusional. They think that they're hot.
Right.
And so they'll strip their clothes off. They have no idea where they are. Basically, they're just like their brain is dying this whole time. Whoa. They get above a certain level, and they just their body is actively trying to shut down.
Listen, makes for great documentaries.
Yes,
but F that.
I'm fascinated with the people that have the mindset of because it's there. That whole thing. It's just, man. All right, you got balls.
Then you go do it.
You go do that.
You make sure you get some good camera coverage, because I'm going to enjoy watching that on my couch.
Yeah, man. That is something else. Well, he's a super nice guy too. I love that. Hey, today is, we have a few minutes before we're going to get to Tobias Harris, who's going to be joining us.
Yeah.
Today is National Dark Chocolate Day. And if you can name this chocolate clip, we have a prize for you. So this is it.
It's chocolate.
That's chocolate. That's chocolate.
All right, 215-263-WMMR. If you know what movie that is from, I'll play it for you one more time.
It's chocolate.
That's chocolate. That's chocolate.
All right, if you know the answer, Primo's gift card, 215-263-WMMR. Again, thank you to Neumann University and our engineers here at WMMR who's setting up that Zoom connection for us. And he was in, I don't think he had a great setup where he was, but for us on this end, it was so much better.
We never asked where he was. He could be in,
the other side of the world. For
if he says Bryn Mawr, I'll be upset.
Hey, since we have a couple minutes before we get Tobias on, I did notice a couple things. I don't know if I want to burn up the noticer.
No, don't burn up the noticer.
Don't burn up the noticer.
Okay.
But
The time killer.
I'm the time killer.
Okay.
Right.
From
Thank you,
yesterday,
Kathy.
Nick wasn't here, but we created a
Did
new
we
character.
have a theme?
All right.
We did.
You know what you should do? Do the Terminator theme.
It was one of our old ending songs.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember
okay,
what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
And so, all right, so this is the time killer.
Okay.
I'll kill a little bit of time with... Yeah, there we go. All right, thank you. So, Wordle, the word game, which I am now fully engulfed in, and I play every day and can't wait to play it. You only get to play it once a day.
Right.
Dude, the New York Times purchased it from the guy who designed it. They bought it in the low seven figures, which they probably could have held out and he would have charged more for it.
Yeah.
But the Times, which has other popular word games, said it says, quote, at the time it moves to the New York Times, Wordle will be free to play for new and existing players and no changes will be made to its gameplay. But that does not mean that it's going to stay that way. I guarantee you.
They're going to charge.
They're going to tweak
They're gonna
it,
charge.
or they're going to charge a subscription, or you have to subscribe to the New York Times. Dude.
I know.
Listen,
Dude.
I hate this crap.
And you know what? It's not an app. It's a website.
Yeah.
It's a web address you go to.
I still have questions about it.
Okay.
So you said you can only play once. I tried it for the first time the other day, and I went through 2 rounds. Am I on the wrong site?
You're probably not on the site. You're probably on an app. Did you download an app?
No. I did the site, like you said. Is it wordlegame.org?
No.
Nope.
Okay. All right.
So there's knockoffs.
There's a
that
ton
are
of
out
them.
there.
And they play pretty much the same way.
Yeah. It's the same concept. A 5-letter word. You try to guess it within 5 guesses, and the your right and wrong guesses are marked the same way by different colors, and it's unique, and it really does narrow it down and makes you think, and it's a fun little time killer. But I don't want him to charge for this, man.
Please don't. Please don't do that.
The guy, by the way, real quick, Casey, is an engineer, software engineer named Josh Wardle, and he created Wordle. That's hence the name. And he originally made it for his partner, but decided to release it publicly in October. The number of players grew from 90 on November 1st to 300,000 in just 2 months, and now it's up to millions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kathy, by the way, the website is powerlanguage.co.uk.
That's the official one. Marissa?
Okay, so I'm going to be optimistic about this. The New York Times is good with their subscriptions. I use them. You can sign up for free. I use it for recipes. They have a really good
It's
cooking.
a free subscription?
It's a free It's not a subscription. It's you can sign up for free. So they get your information to look at it and to belong to their newsletter. So I'm just going to throw it out there. I think they will still let you do 1 a day, and then they will sell you an upgraded version that allows you to do multiples in a day. That's my optimistic prediction.
Okay.
Because we're supporting newspapers and local media.
I actually like the once a day concept because you got to make it count.
Yeah.
You got to make it count. And I have an app that allows you to do it as much as you want to just play.
Yeah.
But I like the official. This is when, and it's got a countdown clock.
It's the official one.
It says the next puzzle will be available at midnight in your time zone.
Is your first guess just a complete guess?
Complete
word
guess.
out of nowhere?
And there's a couple of linguistics professors that have recommended words to start off with. Let me see. I had it here.
With your best
here we
base
go.
words?
So Wordle, So TikTok user Linguistics Discovery has shared his personal recommendations as to what players should input as their first guess. So I always, whatever just pops up in my head.
Turds?
I use spear. I'll use cloud. I'll use... It depends on what I'm feeling. Ooh, is this going to be an O and a U word, maybe? Or one with a C or something in there? But I try to get too exotic with... You don't want to use a Q or an X or something like that because it's a very rare word that you use.
I like a trade.
letter.
I like to have words that have like a T, an E, an A. a
There
D,
you
an R. I try not to use a word that has S in it for my first guess.
So he recommends irate should be one of your first guesses.
Okay.
There's another specialist that developed a code that produced the top 10 best first guess words put into your Wordle.
Yordle.
And they are later, followed by alter, alert, arose, and then irate, followed by stare, arise, raise, learn, and renal.
Renal.
R-E-N-A-L.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait a second. R-E-N-A-L?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, but you got to pick did you pick a 5-letter word?
So, yeah, a 5-letter word.
R-E-N-A-L. That's
Okay.
5. Wait, R-E-N-A-L. Yeah, that's 5.
My daughter, for the longest time, was using, her first guess was adieu, because it had 4 vowels in it, and she was able to basically bang out all the vowels.
And narrows it down. Okay.
She has gotten away from that because I guess maybe it wasn't working for her.
Okay. All right, well, anyhow, New York Times bought it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Case, I got to get him a winner first before we go to our guest. So
okay.
I need to know, it's National Dark Chocolate Day. What is this clip from?
It's chocolate. That's chocolate. That's chocolate.
All right, let's see if Eric knows. Eric, can you name me the film, please? Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, I had you turned down. First of all, Eric, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. All right, what's the answer, please?
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Hang on the line, bud, and we are going to set you up with a Primo Hoagies $50 gift card. And if you're hosting for the big game, don't order just any catering tray. Make it a Primo. Only Primo Hoagies are made with the highest quality Thuman's meats and cheeses. Sliced fresh to order or served on Primo's award-winning seeded rolls, baked fresh every single day. So congrats. All right, we have our next guest on, and it's fitting that it's National Dark Chocolate Day.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about cookies yesterday.
We were.
And there's nothing like some dark chocolate and cookies to make them that extra special awesome.
I agree.
And Casey, did you say that he had a relationship, was it yesterday, with Crumble?
With Crumble Cookies. Yeah, so Marissa was one who let me know. He's officially he's the ambassador for the Wynwood location. I don't know if it goes beyond that.
There are separate ambassadors?
Yeah, I guess
well,
so.
That's the one I'm probably going to go to.
Yeah.
And he had one hell of a game last night. 31 points, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
So Sixers won last night. Please welcome from your 76ers, Mr. Tobias Harris to the show. Why did it not come up? There we go. Tobias, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
We're doing good, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. I was just listening prior, so I have now some tips for Wordle.
Do you?
I'm stealing some tips from you guys.
Do you have a regular word that you start with, or do you change it up every time?
You know, it's funny. It's like I didn't know people use a consistent word over and over. For me, it's just usually the first thing that pops up in my head.
That's the way I play it. Yeah.
That's 5 letters. I was telling everybody on the Wordle, I was like, if Wordle was a 4-letter word game, I'd be so much better.
We're well versed in the 4 letters.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Well, listen, it's so funny. We were talking about this place, Crumble Cookies, yesterday. I was not familiar with it, but these guys are all telling me, "Oh yeah, dude, they stand in line like people line up around the block."
Yeah, my wife
to get these cookies.
My wife and daughters and a few of their friends were at your location, the Wynwood location, maybe a week and a half ago, and they said they got there just in time. When they got there, they were able to get into the store, and then not 5 minutes later, there was a line going, down the block.
That's insane.
Yeah.
How did you get on board with these guys?
So, first, Crumble Cookies is extremely fast growing. And once I had my first box of cookies when we were actually in the NBA bubble. And from there, I was like, I never heard of the franchise. And then I had a couple people on my team reach out and see if they were coming to the PA area. Yeah. And when I heard that they were bringing a location on the main line and to the Crumble now that's in the Wynwood shopping plaza, I just try to work some magic to be involved in some type of way. And, we came to a conclusion on being a brand ambassador. And it's awesome because, one, I do personally believe it's the best cookie in the world, right? And it's an extremely big cookie. But the thing I love about it is every week there's four different cookies that come to the menu. So it's an ongoing thing. And for me, I just like to come in every single week and try and be a part of it. And to now, like the Crumble Wynwood one, I'm a regular, so I go there all the time. And I'm actually going to try to go there today and actually make some cookies. The team is gonna teach me
listen,
how to make some cookies today.
Okay. Cookies are an ultimate joy. My absolute my weakness is a good chocolate chip cookie. These, and you're right. These are like mini pies. They're so big. Listen, congratulations to you because you got in. It's now all the rage. I've heard a couple of people just passing mention Crumble. So you know this is just taken off like a shot.
Yeah, it's the real deal. I think there's always this hype around it through TikTok and through young kids, and that was really what pulled me into it because I saw the hype buzz around it, and when I knew they were coming to Philadelphia, I was like, I have to somehow, some way, get my hands in on this a little bit, and it's fun because I actually get to see the families who come in every single day and their excitement to walk out of the store with a pink box, and then I also get to see like the operations going on in the back of the store with everyone, how much time it takes making the cookies, ingredients, everything. So I get to see a little bit of the best of both worlds. And outside of that, my teammates, in particular, they're always like, Tobias, send me a box of cookies.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, Tobias, what is your cookie of choice? If you had to narrow down to the one cookie that rises above all of them, what is that one?
So the one cookie I had was actually the second time I had Crumble. It was a strawberry Pop-Tart cookie, and we had just finished playing a game. It was last year, and we played Utah. So Tony Bradley had brought a box on a plane, and I had that cookie. And I remember telling Tyrese, I was like, "Yo, this is the greatest cookie I've ever had in my life." And from and so like that was one of the flavors that actually changes out. So they haven't had it since it hasn't came back yet. So I'm waiting to the day that strawberry Pop-Tart cookie comes back on the menu, and I would be the first one in line to grab as many as I can and just hold them.
I assume you have enough pull to maybe make it a perennial on the menu, right?
I'm trying. I mean, first the pull was, hey, where Pennsylvania do you think is one of the best locations for Philadelphia? And I was like, you got to take it to the main line, in Wynwood area, right?
Right.
So then now the next pull I tried to, when they ask, hey, if we bring up a new location, where do you think we should go? I give like advice there, right? And I'm in like the background of it, but that's part of being like the brand ambassador is figuring out how we can reach the most amount of people to hear about Crumble because it's a new franchise, but the kids love it. The kids enjoy it. It's just one of those Fridays and Saturdays, from what I'm hearing, it's like the hangout spot. So it's awesome to see all that come.
Well, that's great. I have to say thank you because if you have anything to do with the location being built in Broomall, I have to thank you because that's just right around the corner from my house, and it's being built as we speak, and it should be opening soon. So, hey, I wanted to ask you about does Boban like the Crumble cookie?
So Boban's, I don't know if he's had Crumble yet, but I know he wrote me one day because he saw my story, and I had the box of Crumble, and he says, Brate, when I come to Philly, I need a box. And I said, I got you. When you come to Philly and we play you guys, you have a box in your hotel room.
I imagine that super large, very rich cookies are a part of any major athlete's training regimen, right?
Yeah. But for me, after a win like yesterday, I can have a treat. You know what I'm saying? So the more wins, the more treats. So, it just calls for a little extra cardio in the morning. That's about it.
Now, does Tyrese get a little extra gift for scoring the most last night? You give him a special cookie?
It's funny you say that because I was just going – he's going to text me today saying, hey, T, what are the flavors this week? And I'm going to send it over, and then I'm going to end up sending him a delivery for a box of Crumble today.
All right. Can you send deliveries? Can you, in other words, are there?
Well, you could probably DoorDash it. I don't know if Crumble themselves actually deliver, but if you could do a DoorDash or something like that, and that would work.
you could do that. So you could on the Crumble app, you can do delivery. Obviously, it's a distance of where you're at, but
sure,
more times than not for Tyrese, I get a delivery, or I just have somebody drop it off for him.
So speaking of treats, we had the privilege to meet and interview Tyrese last year in November, because we do our yearly food drive, and it's always in the shadows of the Wells Fargo Center. So he came by before a game, and we got to sit down and talk with him. And what just a nice, neat, young individual. And for you as a veteran at this point, how great is that to see this young guy come up with such a great head on his shoulders? Like how much of a treat is that to work with and play with a guy like that?
It's awesome. I mean, he's just a person full of joy. I mean, every day comes in, positive attitude, smile on his face. He loves playing basketball, loves to hoop, and just be around great people. I mean, I remember last year, obviously, he wasn't getting that much playing time, and I was just telling him, like, you just got to be patient. Your time is going to come. You keep working day in, day out. Just giving, like, a rookie that's into the league that type of advice, I think is vital, because when I had that advice, it helped me as a player to just be able to push through. But to see where he's at now, just the role that he's had to take on this year, starting point guard and just rolling with it, like he's doing an amazing job, and you couldn't be any happier for a person. For real.
Yeah, I mean, he's fun to watch. The whole team is, Tobias. And I'm wondering, like, when you go to a game last night where Joel's not going to play and you find that out ahead of time, then everybody else starts to step up. You do, and George Niang and Andre Drummond and Tyrese, of course. Is that a better mindset, knowing well in advance that it's a rest day for Joel, and that way you guys can prepare properly?
Well, like when Joel's not playing, it's not a great day because he's playing. But at the same time, I mean, knowing in shoot around that was the circumstance, and this is what it is. We knew as a group that we were going to have to really pull everything together, and that was just our mentality, being physical out there, and having games like that. It calls for other guys to step up and be aggressive. Isaiah Joe coming in the game, making big plays in the first half for us. Those are things that don't go unaccounted for. So all those things just help us out as a whole.
And that's what the greatest teams do.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they do, man. They step it up. They fill in the gaps. They do what needs to be done. And then when everything's back full force, you can,
dominate.
You can just let it happen.
Yeah, and I mean, you just trust your training and all that.
And your cookies.
And your cookies. Hey, and honestly, I'm a season ticket holder, and I follow the NBA, but I guess I don't follow the West Coast as much as I follow the East Coast. I had no idea how good of a team Memphis was. I mean, I know that they have Jay, but and he's a fun player to watch, and you obviously you're laser focused during the game, but do you ever just sit back as you're playing against an opponent and go, damn, that guy's good?
Yeah, you hear about the season he's been having all year, and then when we were out there playing, I was like, wow, like this kid is really good. I mean, you see all the stuff. I watch a bunch of NBA games, so I've watched them a bunch of times, but yesterday up front, like the way that he can get the spots on the floor and the way that he can finish, it's pretty spectacular. Like he's floating in the air at times. And the only other person that I've seen that from was like similar to was the guy with Derrick Rose. And the athletic ability that he has is comparable to that for sure.
I mean, we're really lucky to live in these times, Tobias, because we have athletes like Tom Brady and LeBron James and, really like the actual GOATs, these guys that are just the most incredible athletes to ever play the sport. And you're playing with one. I mean, you're a great athlete. And then you're playing with a guy like Joel Embiid, who is a perennial MVP. And I don't know if you get tired of talking about how great he is, but he's coming off such an awesome month. And, from your perspective, what is it like playing with a guy like Joel, who can be as dominant as he's been lately?
It's great. I mean, he's just like you said, he's extremely dominant as a player. You just see the evolution of his game. I mean, last year, it's hard to say he's playing like so much better than last year because last year he was at that level as well. But the continued progression of dominance you're seeing from the start of last year even into now, it's spectacular for what he's doing on the floor, how he's doing it. And, I always say this, but you see the fear in the defender's eyes when they have to guard him. Like, you really do. And he's embracing it, man. Like, in my opinion, it's the MVP. So we just got to keep winning games and doing what we need to do as a team to further that notion so everybody around the world knows.
What flavor cookie would you say Joel is on the team?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. I can't. Well, that's a special cookie. Like, you got to make a cookie and have 3 letters on it. And, you know?
I tell you,
I saw. I'm sorry. On the website, I saw of the Crumble website. I saw there was a little video of the what was that? The banana cream.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Have you had that one?
I haven't had this week's cookie.
Okay.
That's the banana cream pie with like the vanilla wafer on top.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard that's the one this week. And the ruby chocolate chip.
Okay, that's the one I want to have because listen, and the Oreo one looks good. I've not had them yet, so and I will be taking a foray into this realm. One thing I wanted to add also about the way you guys are playing and the way the team is, you guys are all very personable, and anyone we encounter, a genuine zeal and love of the sport, and as people in the city. That's such a good place to be at, to have, because obviously you can have talent and have someone who's, reprehensible or a little bit, just not fan friendly. And you guys are playing at the top of your games and are still reaching out and making damn cookies, for Christ's sake. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice. It's real nice.
Thank you. That's part of it. I think that's part of like the whole experience of being a fan, but at the same time supporting your team, supporting your city, supporting all things that are going on. Because at the end of the day, we also know like it's bigger than basketball. Guys are human at the same time, so we just treat each other all around that same type of way with that same love, and it goes a long way.
That's great.
I love it. Listen, Tobias, all right, man, continued success. Thanks for all the excitement on the court. Thanks for all the yummy stuff and being the ambassador for the Crumbles cookies. And hopefully we'll talk to you again sometime soon. All right, man?
All right. You know it. Y'all have a great day.
You too. Thank you. All right. Tobias Harris, man. Wow.
It's so funny. We could talk to him about cookies and basketball all day.
And go back and forth between it all.
Yeah. It's funny how often we do end up. Listen, food is something that just people they love it. And
good food.
Yes.
It's
garbage food.
It's fun
junk
to talk
food.
about.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. All right. Are we skipping and coming back and doing the bizarre file? Or are we doing it here? We have to do that?
Yeah. We'll come back with the B file.
Okay, so we'll get to that in just a moment. So hang in there. We will return shortly. I guess we're going to do the B file. And the B file break is next, right?
Yes,
oh my God, we went really long. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Spray bottle. Spray is like your indoor plant.
Spritz.
I disagree. I think that the butter, like the spray butter, you're lessening the quality of the butter product. And if you're going to have like actual butter, you're going to need to have like a vat of melted butter. This is your diner, so I'm not trying to tell you how to run your business.
You open your own diner next door and do
build your own goddamn
normal, boring pats of butter.
I kind of want to work with you, like almost like as if I was your therapist, and to make you okay with not having butter in every square. Like it's all right.
No, I know.
It's still going to taste good. You're going to get enough butter.
Believe me, I've
Touchstone Pictures. He had to have butter in every square until a concerned therapist came into his life. My name is Romano. I think I can help you.
Then we need some good music like
yes,
Peter
inspiring.
Gabriel,
Salisbury Hill.
Salisbury Hill. Yeah. See if you can pull that. So the serious part when he realizes he has a problem.
Oh no, I can't even get it together anymore. Every time I go into the diner, I start trembling like crazy. I think I know someone you can talk to. And then she came into his life. My name's Romano, and today's the day we start making changes. From Touchstone Pictures, the story of a boy who learned now how to not have butter in every square of his waffle. Butter squareless waffle boy.
Butter squareless waffle boy.
Or something to that effect.
It's butter therapist.
I feel like I already went through this with Jace. Like at breakfast time. It's okay, honey.
Unbutterable.
Is that the name of the movie?
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Away the last of our passes for the Cream of the Scream Stop Number 2 Base Motel Haunted Hayride tonight at 6 o'clock.
Such a good time.
It's going to be a beautiful night tonight.
Yes,
by the way.
absolutely.
Just cloudy skies, a little bit cool, perfect for getting your ass
funk on
destroyed by being scared. Why did I just say get your ass destroyed?
What the hell are they doing down there?
It's terrifying.
There's half of ours. Bates Motel will rip your butthole to shreds. You'll be crapping blood for a month.
3 callers right now.
Look at that. It's my sphincter.
What happened? 263 WMMR. Oh, my God. We'll be back in a moment.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
You know him from movies and streaming shows, and, of course, one of the best podcasts in the world. And we're happy he's back in town. Ladies and gentlemen, Marc Maron is here. Hey, Mark.
Am I on? Is it on?
It is on.
And comedy. They know me from comedy.
They do. That's why you're at the Miriam tonight, man. We were checking our records, and I think the last time you came by for a visit was in our studio in 2012.
I know. Look at us all turning old. Look at a bunch of old men now.
That's why you got to shave your head.
I do?
Yeah,
is it time?
What happens is it at least removes that visual cue, you know, so.
Then you're just the ageless bald man.
Exactly.
How old is that Buddha?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you look good, Buddha.
Yeah. But I don't know when it happened to me though. Like I'm just starting to notice it now. For years,
you
I was
look good though. No, you look good. I'm going to say I'm going to put you in the age-defying category, and I think because you have an iconic mustache.
Oh, is that what's happening?
I think that's it. Yeah.
I finally have an iconic mustache.
Yes, I think because you can be drawn with your facial hair. You're in one of the rare class of people, celebrities, who can be defined by their facial hair. Just in a sketch.
I used to do the sort of a soul patch zapper thing. Now I got some. Now I got a full beard going. But I think I just noticed it a couple weeks ago. I think I slept one might have been last Wednesday. I woke up old. Like I feel like everybody hits that moment where you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, it happened. I don't know when it happened.
Do you know what it is? It's like sometimes. Why does that jiggle now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it is.
Are you jumping up and down in front of the mirror? Look at me. It's all going. It's all jiggling.
That's it.
Something hurts that didn't hurt before.
That's happening.
And the time to recover takes longer.
Yeah, if you ever do recover, it's the living with the hurting. You know what I mean? Like, I guess my toes are like that now. Yeah, but I feel all right. I think so.
You're in good shape. You've remained in good shape for quite a while.
It takes work, man.
You know, I was watching, Mark, a documentary just over last weekend on Sam Kinison, and you go back to that. And I think of all the ways, knowing you were going to be in, the bizarre, fluidity of life, and you're in that prominently.
I was.
Yeah, you're mentioned many times. Yeah, in the beginning. So the
where's this on?
Yeah, it's Prime or something. So, but long story short, if you look at your career the way it's firing now, it's got to be wild to be where you were back then, to gone through all you've gone through.
Yeah.
The book is out. Waiting for the Punch.
Yeah.
The shows, the podcast, interviewing the president, all of this stuff. Do you have time to take a breath and absorb it all, or do you just keep going?
I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm experimenting with experiencing peace of mind. And happiness, because I'm told it's beneficial to us, and that's what we're working towards.
Yeah.
It does get to a point where because things turned around for me. Not later in life. I'm not like 70, but I mean my success came in my 40s.
Yeah,
and it does make a difference. I know people are like they say like, does success really make a difference? Yes.
Yeah,
it does make a difference in terms of. Because you spend so much time committed to something. Like with comedy, I mean, that's all I wanted to do, and that's all that I really am. And when you do that, after a certain point, there's no plan B. You get 20 years into something, and all of a sudden you're like, well, I could always Oh, man.
Yes. You're exactly right.
There's nothing there. What the last job I had was really a legit job. I was a grill cook, in college, I think, before I committed to comedy. Or worked at a coffee shop somewhere. So it's not lost on me that it's sort of amazing that I've pulled it out in the second half here. But I am trying to appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to do nice things. I'll go ahead and fly first class if that's okay. And,
yes,
and the other
treat yourself because you don't want to be that guy who shuns all.
No, I don't. But I also have that brain of a comic where it's sort of like, I don't know when this money's going to go away. I don't know when the work's going to dry up. I don't know if I'm going to get that club date.
Right.
And I still have that survival kind of mindset.
Do you know what was very, very telling was, and I always reference it because I think it's probably as true a thing as you'll ever see, is Joan Rivers in her documentary right at the end there. She had her book. Her schedule, and there was open space, even at her career, with the way everything was going. I got to fill that in. It's a day open. I got it. Right. So
I'm
it never leaves you, does it?
It doesn't. No. But I'm always pretty busy. I'm like doing the comedy, and then I do the TV show now, the Glow Show. We got one more season of that.
It's a great show.
Yeah, it's a fun show. And then the podcast
and Joker. All this stuff. So, that's.
I got a hot, like a tight 40 seconds in Joker.
Hey, you got more than Brian Callen.
Callen's like, is that him?
Yeah. Yeah, he got more than Gary Goldman.
No, Gary Goldman was kind of featured, but he's doing his act.
Yeah, I love him, by the way.
Well, it was funny because I did there's this whole thing where it was a longer scene with me and De Niro. Like it wasn't the whole movie, but we did a walk and talk thing heading up to the dressing room where we enter, and that's the scene in the Joker. But there's a whole other thing where I'm like, how you doing? What's going on? Let's not do this.
They excise that?
Well, because I asked the guy, Todd Phillips, I said, before I saw the movie, I said, am I in it? Did I make the cut? He goes, well, we cut the walk and talk. And I was like, all right. He goes, we had to, because he said, there's not a scene in that movie that doesn't involve the Joker.
Yeah.
So it's completely from his point of view, or he's always in every frame. So anything that didn't involve him, that he wasn't in, they took out. And it made sense to me.
Okay.
And he said that one, like that scene, that walk and talk, had nothing to do with Joker. So they really...
I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, it made sense.
You had a funny observation on Colbert you were talking about.
Because like... Yeah, I mean, I get this opportunity.
It's De Niro. It's freaking De Niro.
Well, people I'm fairly critical of Marvel movies, and I get, I've gotten a lot of pushback.
Well, as you can see, we're fans.
Yeah, but I get a lot of pushback from the grown male nerd community.
Yes.
Has it gets very mad at me. But when they found out I did Joker, they're like, "No, you're a hypocrite," and they're very excited that they think they won something.
Yeah, but we got him. We converted him.
No, they were like, this guy's opinion means nothing.
Right.
He's a sellout. But the bottom line is, you get a call from your agent, and they're like, "You want to do a scene with Joaquin and De Niro?" I'm like, it's in a comic movie. I'm like, no, I didn't. Yes, of course. What am I? Of course, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Right.
So, all right. Can I ask you what your stance is on these comic movies? Because are you up there with like how Bill Maher feels about them?
Yeah, I don't know. Like Bill has a tone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's delicate. That's delicate.
And I don't know if I'm within that tone.
Okay.
I mean, I think you could put me in a mildly condescending.
Right. Sure.
I have a problem with it culturally because I do believe that there's a fanatical sort of commitment to them. I do believe that because of their popularity, they do push out other entertainment options. And I do believe that, I don't know that as a grown-up, I've earned this age that I'm at. I don't want to feel sort of bullied to go see children's movies.
Okay. I understand that. I understand that
because people who like those movies, even if they're grown-ups, they're sort of like, come on. They're almost like the missionaries for them. They're just like a bunch of Disney stooges, who are trying to tell you it's like this is their life.
Well, right. I've been a fan throughout all my life, and so it attaches to pivotal moments of my childhood.
That. Sure.
But I understand it's the same way vegans try to push, the whole thing. And I
think one is more healthy. Like I don't think you're getting any health benefits from the Avengers movies. Well, Batman's like the DC Marvel's different. Like, and I've used that joke. Like when people were like, "Yeah, you're doing it's a DC movie." So, it's a little darker, a little more grown up. More grown up. Yeah.
I do understand it because I love the movies. I'm not a comic book guy. I didn't read the comic books growing up, so I don't have this like long vested interest in like, oh my God, it's finally happening.
I think it's a belief system.
Right.
I mean, these guys have been reading. Go ahead. Sorry.
But no, my wife doesn't watch any of them, and I tried to have.
I think that's something a lot of men say.
But I tried to have this argument with her. I'm like, no, it's really, really great cinema. But now, like hearing you talk, I'm like, okay, you know what? Listen. You're allowed to not be into them, and I need to just kind of like drop it right then and there. Like, okay,
wow, I think if this feels like some sort of peace talk.
We've made a breakthrough.
I mean, you're just going to drop it right there. That's interesting. You sure you don't want to get online with an army of your peers?
No,
and talk
it's
about
too much work, man.
That's an argument nobody's ever going to win. So that's what gets me is why have that argument? Maybe just for the catharsis of having the argument itself.
No, I tell you why. And my producer Brendan has explained this to me is because this is a group of people that were sort of marginalized in a way. The nerds were always sort of the brunt of the joke.
Yeah.
And now they own culture.
They do.
And they're not going to let it go. So anybody that's going to start pushing at it, they're like, no! And it's always shrill and awkward, and they're having feelings.
Well,
and
well, you look at like Scorsese just caught.
I think that was a reasonable
and he's
assessment.
just saying, listen, if Martin, you certainly have to enter.
All right, thank you very much, Kathy. So I guess Tom Brady retired. I guess.
Yeah, he made it official.
Well, he doesn't. Well, I'm reading the statement. It doesn't say I retired or I'm through.
I guess
he throws a lot of language out there, but none of it says officially I am done.
Well, wasn't the feeling that he needed to get to a certain date to be guaranteed something like $15 million?
Oh, really?
In the contract, so.
There was premature reporting, and people got out. They wanted to get out in front of it just to get out in front of it. There's a guy named Adam Schefter who reported it before anybody else, and he probably should have waited a couple of days. And he didn't, and so now Tom is making it official.
Okay, because I'm reading this, and I had to hand it to Casey. I'm like, is he quit or what?
Yeah.
Can you read this for me, please?
There's one sentence in there. I'm like, okay, that sounds like he's retired.
I'll read it for you. My playing career has been such a thrilling ride and far beyond my imagination, full of ups and downs. When you're in that every day, you don't really think about any kind of ending. As I sit here now, however, I think of all the great players and coaches I was privileged to play with and against. The competition was fierce and deep, just how we like it. He put that in caps. But the friendships and relationships are just as fierce and deep, and I will remember and cherish these memories and revisit them often. I feel like the luckiest person in the world.
I've resigned for 10 more years.
The future is exciting. I'm fortunate to have co-founded incredible companies like blah, 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 blah. He just put their...
Crumble.
Well, he put their accounts, and I don't know what... Autograph.io.
Those are his company.
Yeah, I know, but it's like TV 12 Sports. Anyway.
Hut hike.
That I'm excited to continue to help build and grow, but exactly what my days will look like will be a work in progress. As I said earlier, I'm going to take it day by day. I know for sure I want to spend a lot of time giving to others and trying to enrich other people's lives, just as so many have done for me. With much love, appreciation, gratitude, Tom. So there you go. So I guess that means he's done.
Well, the comments all are saying congratulations. They're all saying,
but I mean, come on, give me I have officially retired.
I quit.
But they're saying that it was prematurely announced, and that basically he wanted to announce it, and so now he's.
Is this his way of going? You stole my thunder,
maybe
D-bags.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it happens, and he's got his eyes on the Supreme Court. He wants to be a justice.
Why not? Why not?
He gets a $15 million bonus on Friday. So I guess if the words "I officially retire," maybe that has something to do with it.
That seems to be
You don't put out a statement like this without it actually meaning what.
Yeah. You know, he's done. So all right, I was just
we wet.
We wet. I should have ended it with that. Sign it out. We wet. Or menstrual cup.
Yeah.
At the end there.
Or roasted.
Yeah, a cup.
Roasted. It could have gone with all kinds
of
things.
Those. Yeah.
Didn't consult us.
All right. Well, anyway, we need to do the Bizarre File. We're going to do it now.
Bizarre. WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Family and Company Jewelers. If you're ring shopping this Valentine's Day, visit Family and Company Jewelers on Route 70.
What does it say?
Somebody spelled root, R-O-O-T. On Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey. Online at familyjewelers.com, South Jersey's diamond destination. Okay.
Who's the copywriter?
I don't know. That's not them. It's somebody around here that did
Route
that.
70.
All right. A couple of months ago, a millionaire made headlines with some Fast and Furious-worthy footage that showed him driving his Bugatti on a highway in Germany.
Yes.
It's a Bugatti Chiron at 259 miles an hour.
I saw this footage. Yeah.
That's insane.
Even there, it's insane.
Yeah. Well, think about it. A stock car is doing about 160, under 200 miles an hour, or roughly at 259 miles an hour. He posted video evidence on social media, and now prosecutors are investigating the case. Even though he did not break any law, he could now face some jail time for what they say is an illegal race. Radim Passer is his name, who is a Czech millionaire with an estimated net worth of over $300 million, owns a Bugatti Chiron. He decided to push it to its limits on a German Autobahn between Berlin and Hanover a couple of months ago. He had already tried a similar stunt before with his Bugatti Veyron 6 years ago, but this one is faster. It's got an 8.0 W16 engine, which delivers 1,479 horsepower and a maximum torque of 1,180 pounds per foot. With figures like these, it can accelerate from 0 to 60 in less than 2.3 seconds, and it maxes out at 261 miles per hour.
So we're seeing him at 260, and this Prius will knock it out of his way.
Radim Passer shared the video on his YouTube channel where he is seen whizzing past other drivers on the highway. But despite the fact that German highways are known to include sectors with no speed limits, he received a lot of backlash. Furthermore, the German government publicly criticized him, and he replied to those claims, revealing that he made the video at 4:50 a.m. on a Sunday, when there were 10 cars per 10 kilometers, meaning 1 car per kilometer. He had good visibility and 3 to 4 kilometers ahead and enough time to react. And he's still doing 260 miles
Come
an hour,
on,
man.
That is, one little thing goes wrong and you're dust.
He could face up to 2 years in prison, and a hefty fine might be on the way as well. This is tragic and weird. 2 Florida sheriff's deputies who were in a romantic relationship were found dead of an apparent murder-suicide while they were traveling with other coworkers on vacation. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office said Detective Daniel Layden was heard arguing with another deputy on Saturday night just before gunshots rang out in a rental home. Both were found with fatal wounds. Leiden's appeared to be self-inflicted.
It's horrible.
The victim has not been publicly identified, but officials said they were assigned to a uniform patrol unit. Layden had worked in the criminal investigation unit, so that's just messed up that happened on a vacation. And 2 police officers, and this is terrible. A Southern California couple, this is terrible too, rented an Airbnb house in Sonoma, and they allegedly checked out and they left with a neighbor's cat. They took it with them.
You can't do that.
Resident Troy Farrell said, "I want my kid back. I want my friend back. She's my friend." He said that he misses the cat, Nubbins, every day. He said, "I go outside stressed out and burnt out, and she'd just come running and sit on my lap. She's like my support cat," and they stole her. Farrell says a Long Beach couple had rented an Airbnb 2 doors down from his home in October. When they left, he said that they took the outdoor cat with them. Farrell was out of town at that time. When he returned, a veterinarian had called him after scanning Nubbins' microchip. He's like, "Nubbins is in Long Beach? She didn't walk to Long Beach, nor did she hitch a ride. You know what I mean? How on earth is she in Long Beach?" Asked Farrell. The Long Beach couple apparently took the cat in for a health check. The vet returned the cat to the couple and asked him to contact Farrell, who said he saw the microchip. Contact this guy, and they didn't contact him.
What a dick move.
He filed a pet napping report with the Sonoma County Sheriff's Department. The clinic that contacted Farrell said that they fully cooperated with the Sheriff's Department. An investigator told Farrell they forwarded the case to the district attorney's office, and 3 months later, he's still waiting for Nubbins to be returned.
I'm into
Nubbins.
He's a cat.
He said he won't give up.
I'm into
Nubbins. He said if law enforcement won't act, then he may hire an attorney and a private investigator to get his cat back.
You go get his cat.
That is a bunch of crap. Absolutely. All right. Bone-chilling ice figures in the shape of the Grim Reaper appeared outside a Canadian man's lakefront home earlier this month. Dude, these things are terrifying.
Really?
And they happened naturally.
Yes, because of the storm and the icing. You've seen shots like this over the years where the wind just kind of creates these bizarre structures, or they almost look like statues.
The story grew more unsettling when Ben Tucci of Dunnville, Ontario, showed pictures of the ghastly ice formations to his daughter. She told her dad that it looked like 2 spirits who have been haunting her dreams. The wraith-like figures of twisted ice appear gaunt and hunched, covered over with long shawls or cloaks around their shoulders. Tucci said, my initial reaction was one of awe. I couldn't believe my eyes. On the first formation, I thought this is Jack Frost or Old Man Winter, Father Christmas, or perhaps even the Grim Reaper. He said, my immediate reaction to the dejected-looking figure was of an eerie-looking woman or sea hag of sorts.
Yes, yeah.
Leaving the property almost as if to be walking away from Jack Frost.
Where are you going?
And the images have caused a sensation on social media. Case, look at these.
Yeah. Oh,
Isn't
my
that wild? Tucci said there's a rational explanation for the ghostly figures. They were formed when frigid Lake Erie waves blew into a neighbor's yard and quickly froze around his lamp post. So that's what is the base of it. But it looks
they look scary as hell.
So if you want to see those, you can do a quick search online and find them. And then we'll do one last story and wrap it up. Can't end on that one because it's too much of a downer. Let's go with this one. All right. The Lincoln, Nebraska Police Department is investigating a rash of thefts where a group of men are stealing sewing machines from a craft store.
No!
Yes, like regularly.
Are they using them?
On Wednesday, 2 men went into the Joann Fabrics office and walked to where the sewing machines were displayed. The men were approached by an employee, left, and returned roughly 30 minutes later. Officers said the 2 men each selected a Janome sewing machine valued at $700 and walked toward the register. The men walked past the register, entered a white Chevy SUV, and left without paying for the sewing machines. The 2 men with similar descriptions have committed similar thefts at the same store on 4 prior occasions in the past year. So for whatever reason...
Must be a quilting bee or something.
The sewing machines are their thing. Officers said that they've spoken with store employees, examined surveillance video, and the suspects have not been identified at this time. Anyone with information is asked to call police.
It's crazy.
That is what I have in the bizarre file for you. All right, let's take a break. Come back in a second. We'll roll out the lesson question. See if you know the answer to that, my friend. Trash and music news coming up, too. Stay put.
Martin Scorsese view on things. At its basic core, it's fun. That's what it is. It's a diversion. It's a harkening back nostalgically to, for me, for childhood.
Right.
But it's not a I don't want to leave childhood. But I know what you're saying.
I get bored.
Yeah.
I'm bored.
Right.
You know what I mean? The stories are simple, and I get it. Like I know they're like you got to see the one with Hugh Jackman and
right.
What's that
Logan.
one? If you want to start, because I'm going to try to watch some.
Yeah.
Just for
watch Logan.
I think I'll start at the beginning. I've seen Iron Man.
Yeah.
I saw that, and I think that maybe Iron Man. I don't know.
It's okay.
You don't.
It's really okay.
Again, it's funny because we deal with obviously the station plays music and a song will come up and it's the ultimate subjective thing. How do you respond to music? But
that sucks.
People speak in concrete. This is great.
Yeah. It's the same with comedy. It's the same with everything. These things are subjective. You don't have to like them.
Right.
But I mean, my problem is with those movies. Generally, I really do get bored. I mean, if you're not thrilled by dudes flying around and throwing buildings and rocks and cars and things, I don't know. It was never my thing. And I read some comics, but even the comics I read when I was a kid were not those. I read like Swamp Thing, and then I went into the Gaiman stuff, Hellblazer and Sandman. I liked
good stuff.
I liked a lot of the underground world of comics. I like Daniel Clowes. I like that guy. What's his name? Burns, who does the 8-Ball comics.
So what do you
Peter
like?
Bag.
Do you like horror movies and stuff?
Nope.
Or you're not into that stuff?
No, I
like
have
monster
no
movies?
patience. No patience for that. Like, just kill the guy. I don't know what that feeling of suspense is not one of my favorite entertainment feelings.
What in the pop culture realm? What's your go-to genre? What do you most find yourself being drawn to when you go to a movie? If you have,
that's a good question. I don't know. I've been watching Succession.
Okay.
I just started watching that.
I love it.
Everyone raves about it. Yeah.
Well, the way they talk to each other is amazing. Because it's not real, but it's like there's the emotional weirdness of the whole thing is great. I just rewatched the entire Breaking Bad.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you did?
Yeah. Well, Preston and I did a year or so ago, and now I've watched the last few episodes again because of the Netflix movie that's coming out with Jesse.
I went to the premiere.
Oh, how was it?
Can we ask? Whose phone is going?
It's yours, I think.
Is it mine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Dude, that happened at the end of Hamilton on Tuesday night.
Hey, it's time to wake up.
Yeah.
Is it your alarm?
It's 7:30.
Oh, my God.
I almost didn't wake up because I thought I said it and I didn't say it, but I woke up anyways. Yeah. The movie's good. It's good. It's almost like, I think he made it just because he's like, these guys were so great. Let's just make one more movie.
Okay.
I can
one more
see
thing
that.
with this.
I'm fine with that.
But the premiere was great. I don't usually go to a lot of those, but because I'm on a Netflix show and I've done specials and I've been on a few of their shows, they invite me, and I was like, I'm going to go to this one.
Yeah.
So I wore this shirt, the one you kind of.
I love he's wearing a denim shirt that I really like.
Well, thank you. I mean, I know it's stiff. I know it's new because I knew the way you said it. It's like you're like, wow, where'd you get that shirt? It was a compliment, but they were sort of like a little new. It's a little. You know, maybe you might want to break that in. But
Is it itchy? Where'd you get that brand new denim shirt?
Had an edge to it. Yeah. You just got that, didn't you? You know, it wasn't a full-on compliment.
Yeah.
Like, that's a denim shirt you got.
That thing is really denim, isn't it?
In the world of denim, that's passive aggressive.
Look, we got to work on him.
That's hilarious.
But the movie.
Yeah.
So I'm still like crazy because I still get kind of starstruck, and it's just kind of because I walk the carpet. I don't have to, but I'm not in the movie. But then you get that picture. It's like also at the premiere, I was there, you know.
But I'm sure Netflix encourages you if you can because you're a Netflix.
Yeah, and I wore this denim shirt. That was the first. There it is. There's the picture you got. See, that's the denim shirt on its first appearance publicly.
Same pants too.
It is the same pants. I got 4 things, dude. I don't. I got 2 pairs of pants I wear at any one time and 3 shirts.
You're stylish.
I love the Us magazine where they say he really loves his, and it's like 5 pictures of you in the denim shirt.
And that's it. Yeah. Well, I'm breaking it in. So, but I get starstruck, and also there's a weird mixture of like, do people know who I am, and can I approach them? There's some of them I do. Like I saw Ed Begley there. Ed Begley gave me a big hug. And that's not
Ed
nothing.
Begley's great.
That's not nothing, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I saw Jonathan Banks. Who plays Mike.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if he does know me, but I walk up to him because I grew up in Albuquerque, and they shot the whole thing in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And my buddy from 2nd grade lives in an apartment building that Mike just got a place in because they shoot out there all the time with Saul and everything else, and they've become friends. So I walk up to Mike. I'm like, my buddy Dave's your buddy, and he's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, and then I realize like he doesn't have no idea who I am. Like I don't think he does.
I don't think he gets starstruck.
Oh my God.
No,
Jonathan Banks. He does not impress me as the type that's he's pretty nonplussed.
But yeah, definitely. But the thing that got me, like, Cranston was nice to me because he's been on the show, and I saw Jesse Plemons, who I've not talked to, but he's like, he was, you know, he knew I was, and we talked. I listened to me. I'm like, some of them know me. Some of the celebrities know me. but
we get the same way.
I know, right?
Hey, we know David Faustino.
Yeah, he came here. Yeah. Was he here?
He was here.
Wow.
Kathy doesn't remember.
I don't remember.
Hey, Obama would know you if you walked into a room and he was there. He would recognize.
Yeah, I think he might remember.
That was pretty special.
Yeah, it was. The president came over. But 1 second, I
also want to find out. Yes, please.
So I'm at the premiere, and I hear from behind me over at people are sort of talking before the movie started, and I hear Hank's voice. You know, you got Hank from the cop in Breaking Bad. And I didn't even know the actor's name, but I'm like, there's Hank! I want to talk to Hank! Like, when I interviewed Cranston, I swear to God, when I did it, I was so immersed in the show, it was years ago, that I could not separate him from Walter White. Yeah. And like, throughout the entire interview with him, I'm like, I think I need to talk to Walter. So there's certain characters that really impress. Like, Hank's that guy's great. What's his name?
Dean something or other.
Norris.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great character actor. I felt myself excited. Like, there's Hank, and he sounds just like Hank talking to other people. But yeah, Obama is no Hank.
Right.
But exciting. Yeah.
Speaking of Obama, the podcast WTF with Marc Maron. 10-year anniversary, man. You've really made that just a mainstay, and it's you do it right. You kind of do what we like to do as a radio show. We just have conversations, and we dive into whatever comes up. You have a basic idea of what you want to talk about, but you
do your homework
a little bit. Yeah. Poke around a little bit. Sometimes I miss things, but you got to get used to people saying like, "Why didn't you ask him about it?" Because you should have told it.
No, it's got to be on your terms. But you know, you're so initially you're interviewing skills, your chops, were they developed on like Air America, or had you, did you have a good rapport, a conversation ability? Because I told you earlier before we went on that when we first started, our interviews kind of sounded like interrogations as opposed to just conversations. And when did this switch flip for you?
I think that's a style initially.
Yeah.
You want to get these moments. It was like the audio equivalent of clickbait.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. You're exactly right.
You kind of want to let's get them on this one. Like I don't do morning radio as much as I used to because I don't know what I'm walking into. I know you guys,
right.
But even phoners, you want to be on a phone with a bunch of monsters who are just looking to tear you down, and you've got no way to defend yourself because you're on a phone.
Yeah.
So. But my style really was more about inviting people I knew over to talk about my problems.
Yeah.
So having celebrities over to talk about my problems and maybe find some midway.
It's a disarming entree into a good conversation.
But I was in trouble. I was bitter. I was cynical. I had people I had to apologize to. But so it sort of evolved like that.
From like a 12-step almost.
Almost like I need to make an amends or do you like me or I'm not comfortable with you. But it was always very personal, and it just kind of evolved from there.
I know you've been dealing with nicotine withdrawal, and I wanted to ask you how that's going.
It's all right, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I'm coming through it. I think I'm at like 7 weeks. And I wasn't even smoking, man. I was doing those lozenges.
So that was the deal, huh?
I loved them. I haven't
Did you ever flirt with the vaping thing?
No.
Okay.
No, I knew right away that there had to be something wrong with
Something's going to be an issue.
Well, what's in it? How are they making that? Who's in charge?
That's the question, isn't it?
I want to know if it's a kind of a well-known, historical cigarette company making me sick. These vapes, it's like, where's the goo coming from? What are you putting in there?
Where's your goo coming from?
If it's not Philip Morris or R.J. Reynolds, I don't want anything to do with that.
Chinese goo.
Chinese goo? What is it? How is that not going to be bad?
Well, why'd you start trying these lozenges? Who turned you on to that, or where'd you get the idea to do that?
Well, I've been wrestling with nicotine my whole life, but I haven't really smoked a cigarette in over a decade. So there was a period there. What happens with me is I got off the smokes. I think I had one cigarette during a Keith Richards interview, but I knew I was on the lozenges, and because he made me smoke with them.
All right,
of course,
Keith Richards,
and he's got a bit of charm when it comes to getting people to do things that are bad for you.
So we've heard,
he's done that to an entire generation, several, but no, and I do the gum. It took me years to sort of quit, but then I kind of leveled off on lozenges. I was on gum for a while, but they're not good for your jaw. And then Tom Rhodes, another comic,
we've had him in.
He's great. Yeah, he turned me on to Walgreens cinnamon 4 milligram lozenges.
So cinnamon, okay. See, I was always the mint lozenge guy.
Yeah, no, I don't. And I don't do the mint. I don't mind them in a pinch. I'll do them.
Why cinnamon?
When you're an addict, you'll do anything. What do you got? The mini ones are too much for me. The little ones dissolve too quickly.
So were you in effect like chain sucking?
Yeah, for sure, man. Are you kidding? I loved it. I looked forward to them like cigarettes. So. But what happens to me is I'll get off everything like I am now, and then I'll decide, I think I can have a cigar.
Yeah.
And then I'll have a cigar, and then within 2 weeks, I'm having 2-3 cigars a day.
Yeah.
And I feel like my mouth is rotting. So then I got to get back on the lozenges to get off the cigars, and then I'm locked on those.
So you got to look at me because I'm the only one who's currently addicted to nicotine, and I 130% know exactly what you're talking about.
What are you on?
Yeah.
Just the mint?
No. Now I'm on.
Oh, you're dipping? Yeah. The thing is, with that, I've done that.
But but I'm not smoking.
But I'm not. But I get it.
But my lungs are okay, Mark.
I get it. I mean, there was a period I was getting imported snus from Norway or Sweden. Someone got me involved with snus.
Yeah.
In question time. We have a pair of 3-day tickets for the 24th annual Philadelphia Tattoo Arts Festival to give away for the correct answer to this question. And I think we will... Oh, man, there's so many good ones here today. Who endorses the menstrual cup that Kathy is thinking about buying?
There we go.
215-263 WMMR. Let's see if you know the answer to that. Who endorses the menstrual cup that Kathy is thinking about buying? If you were listening and you know, you should call right now, and I think you do. 215-263 WMMR. We'll do this while you're calling.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, and let's get right into it. Steve, what do you have for us today, sir?
Well, Adele's Las Vegas residency could cost Caesars Palace $150 million if she ends up canceling it. Convinced that Adele's recent weight loss has made her difficult to work with, Caesars has instructed turn-down service to replace her pillow mints with canned hams.
Oh, my God.
Steven Soderbergh will be returning to direct the upcoming third and final Magic Mike movie. Soderbergh says the final installment will answer all the questions the first two never asked. And finally, Janet Jackson addressing the molestation allegations against her brother Michael in a new A&E biography, saying he didn't have that in him. Janet blames the press, saying they never understood the innocence of his favorite game, Look at My Anus.
Oh, my God.
That's your Hollywood trend.
By the way, speaking of Janet Jackson, Alex Holly of Fox 29 of Good Day Philadelphia has posted this. I guess it's an older video because it was done when it was warm outside. But she does a Janet Jackson from the music video Scream impression. That is badass.
It looks really good. She looks great.
She is so much fun. If you get a chance, check out the vid. It's hilarious. And she's really pulling off this Janet look, man. All right, let's see if we can get an answer to today's lesson question. Who endorses the menstrual cup that Kathy is thinking about trying? 215-263-WMMR. We will go to Billy and see if we get the answer. Hey, Billy, good morning.
Morning, it.
All right, Billy, who endorses the menstrual cup?
That's Joe Willie Namath.
Joe Namath, yes. Hang on, Billy. You just got yourself a pair of 3-day tickets for the 24th Annual Philadelphia Tattoo Arts Festival, February 25th through the 27th at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. Get tattooed on site by 1,500 of the world's best tattoo artists, and tickets and information at villainarts.com. That's villainarts.com. Before we go to music news, I want to do the last clip for Dark Chocolate Day. So this is, Marissa, did we come up with a name for this contest on that day or something like that? I don't know, whatever. So anyhow, these little National Day observances that kind of come and go and don't really mean anything.
How about Day Day?
We're gonna Day. It is. We're gonna turn it into something, and we're gonna give stuff away. So if you can answer, and today is National Dark Chocolate Day, what movie this is from?
Chocolate.
215-263-WMMR. We have a $50 Primo Hoagies gift card to give away. I'll play it again for you.
Chocolate.
All right, call now if you know the answer.
Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Zappa cool, man.
All right, it's brought to you by WMMR and Preston Steve logo winter hats. Another cool item you can get in the MMR Rock Shop. You can pick one up today for you or as a gift. WMMR.com and use the keyword shop. Nick, you just brought me up to speed on a concert announcement that was just released, I believe, correct?
Yes, sir. Dave Matthews Band is coming back to town.
All right. DMB will be performing at, it used to be the V&T Pavilion. Now it's the Camden Waterfront.
Yes.
Entertainment.
In Camden.
Thingy-dingy.
At the Shed. And so that is July 15th and July 16th. And, the tour's been thrown into disarray over the last couple of years because of pandemic and whatever else. So it'll be nice having them back to town. They're also going to be in Holmdel. Which used to be called the Garden State Arts Center. Now it's also a bank building, I think. But that's on June 29th. But in Camden, July 15th and 16th.
Dave's excited.
He is very excited.
Any ticket sale information that you know of?
Not yet.
Okay.
This is at the large venue adjacent to the river?
That is the one.
Yes.
Okay. We just don't know when tickets go on sale. So Marissa held up a note. Hang on a second here. Marissa?
I just knew that it's called now the Waterfront Music Pavilion.
Waterfront Music Pavilion. All right, cool.
And that's a Friday and Saturday show. So
that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
All right, Weezer's lead singer, Rivers Cuomo, will house thousands of Weezer demos on a new streaming platform that he built. The app is called Weezify, and it is available on the Apple Store and through
There we go.
and through Google Play as well.
I was hoping.
They need to do that. Rush needs to do that. NME.com reports these songs were originally released in 2020 as part of Cuomo's web programming class. And they are now available to buy in Era bundles.
Era.
Ranging from Cuomo's pre-Weezer music up through the 2017.
Someone asked for a wizard? Jesus. I'm a fan of Weezer myself. I look forward to streaming thousands of heretofore unheard audio files.
These are the pre-Wizard clips that he has.
It's a lovely day in the Shire, isn't it, Preston?
The description for Weezify reads a Spotify-like player for all of RZA.
Now you got Rizzo.
You did it again.
I got Rizzo.
I've cast a spell on you.
Rizzo.
1, 2, 3.
All right.
Just me.
Oh, that
I hear
Rizzo.
Rizzo has a bun in the oven.
I was thinking Rizzo from Greece, but I like this Rizzo better. Yeah. I like this one better.
You're not serious about having a baby, Kaniki.
Yeah.
I want to fight you. Get away from me.
A Spotify-like player for all of
pushing Kaniki away.
Rivers Cuomo's demos, 1975 to 2017. Close to 3,500 demos follow curated playlists, create playlists of your favorites, and he said, I made this app myself.
Cool.
It took me all of 2021 to make it. I hope you enjoy it. And the band has been working on a project called Seasons, which is comprised of 4 albums. But right now, this is what he's got for you.
I wonder how Van Weezer did.
Yeah, good question. Not sure. On Thursday, Korn will live stream a live show called Requiem Mass, beginning at 8 p.m. Pacific time on their YouTube channel. The performance will stream from the Hollywood United Methodist Church in Los Angeles, California. A limited number of tickets to attend the show in person will be made available at Amoeba Music's Hollywood, California location on a first-come, first-served basis. Requiem, Korn's 14th studio album, will be released on Friday. Thank you.
That's the new single.
And then
because they're in a church.
One final story. Listen to this. Machine Gun Kelly has decided to change the name of his forthcoming album, even though he and Travis Parker got inked with the original name of the LP back in August of
Why
last
would you do
year.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Screwing up the tattoos.
The Bloody Valentine singer broke the news to Barker that he has grown tired of the name, which is Born with Horns. And he noted to him on social media on Monday, Kelly asked the drummer in a video, "We're friends no matter what, right?" Before revealing that the new title is called Mainstream Sellout.
I heard they had flirted with Don't Be Afraid of Your Theo.
Okay, Don't Be Afraid of Your Theo. But Born with Horns was initially it, and that's what they have tattooed on them.
That's goofy.
And now he's changed it.
Don't be afraid of your Theo. Don't be afraid of your Theo.
And that's what I have in music news for you.
Look at him standing side by. Man, does Machine Gun Kelly's rocking a Kurt Cobain thing here.
Yeah, in this particular photo. He looks a lot like Kurt. You're right. All right, National Dark Chocolate Day. Do you know what clip this movie is from?
Chocolate.
I'm going to go to Chris. Hey, Chris, good morning.
Good morning. Seahorses forever.
Seahorses for life.
All right, Chris.
Seahorses forever.
What movie is that from?
I believe that is Frozen.
And I believe you're correct, sir.
Is that the scissoring scene?
Hang on just a second, Chris. And we're going to give you, sir, a $50 gift card to Primo Hoagies. Don't settle for an average catering tray for your big game party. Make it Primo. You can order in advance and online at PrimoHoagies.com. It is not just a hoagie. It is a Primo. Thank you to our buddy Jay at the Ardmore Primo store for sending us some goods for lunch today. We appreciate that. One final break to take. Let's do that now. Come back in a second. We'll wrap the show with the letter of the day for the Word of the Week prize. Hang in there. We'll be right back.
I think Swedish, right? Originally. But there's a whole catalog of, there's 100 different snoozes from Sweden, and they say like it doesn't cause cancer, which is ridiculous.
You're not spitting.
But I was ordering this stuff that was so strong, like it was like heroin. Like, you know, it's just a packet of snooze, and I put it in, and I'd be like, oh man, I gotta sit down. But like in my mind, as a sober guy, I'm like, but I'm not doing anything bad.
Right.
You're sober too, guy?
I'm sober 7.5 years, and I was actually nicotine-free when I got sober.
Yeah.
And then about 3 months into my sobriety, I'm like, well,
you need something.
I need something. I got this gigantic hole that I need to fill, and I'm going to fill it with nicotine and caffeine, and that's kind of where I'm at now. But
my brother who had never smoked in his life, when he became sober, he started smoking.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been through, I got 20 years sober, so I've been through a lot of different options.
Yeah.
With the...
But I'm looking, you're not even drinking coffee.
You got food.
You
got nicotine. nicotine, you got sex. Yeah, and those are my, if I can move those around, go through a rotation. Like, the one thing I never do, thank God, is gamble. Gamble. No. I never got that sickness. I do not like losing money. I've never had an experience with gambling that I won so much money that I felt so great that I got to spend my life trying to do that.
That's funny. I get nervous while gambling. I don't. There's no rush or
that is the rush. The nerves. That is the rush.
Yeah, but
it doesn't work for you.
Right. Yeah.
Mark, have you ever seen some? Because I've seen a good friend of mine. The first time we went to Vegas, I saw that switch flip.
Oh man!
And I literally had to take his ATM card because he was gonna go hard.
Really?
Yeah. And I said, dude, you need to put this in check now because he would have tapped out everything. It was crazy.
I lost. I think the most I lost was $800 in an evening, and I'm still mad at the hotel.
Of course. I tapped out at like 40.
Yeah, it still hurts me.
More from the connoisseur.
Good food stories here.
Will it be fast food or fancy food?
Schnitzel.
Schnitzel?
Yeah.
Do you like schnitzel?
It's not bad. It's it's good. I mean, it's not great, but yum. Yeah, it'll do it.
Is that what Christoph Waltz is eating during Inglourious Bastards?
No, that's strudel.
Strudel, okay. Because I love me some strudel.
Schnitzel is very sweet.
Do you know what schnitzel is?
No. Is it a baked good? Is it a salty baked good?
It's pork.
Oh, then no.
Fried pork.
Okay.
Essentially, it's like a fried pork tenderloin, so it's not anything like a schnitzel.
I don't like it much. Yeah.
You don't like schnitzel?
Nah, I'm not a big schnitzel guy.
I mean, I like it. It's good enough. So anyhow, Schnitzel Fest event in Bavaria, Germany, apparently used 400 pork chops, 4,000 eggs, 551 pounds of breadcrumbs to create a giant schnitzel. And the resulting schnitzel is 2,663 pounds.
Wow. People must have been schnitting for weeks after.
That's good, dude.
You knew it was coming.
I just took a hairy schnit.
753.5 square feet is how big it is.
Wow.
I've had schnitzel in Germany, in Munich. We were having dinner, and I'm like, how can I not have schnitzel?
If you're going to have schnitzel, you have it there. So what did you think?
It's good. It's not great.
It's not rocking your world.
No, it's good. I'd order it. I've had it at other places as well, too.
It's funny when you have something that you think is authentic and then you later do have the authentic version of something and your opinion of it changes 180%, 180 degrees, I should say.
Organizers say it took nearly 3,700 gallons of oil to fry. A Guinness World Record adjudicator, how do you say that word?
Adjudicator?
Adjudicator, thank you. Was on hand to verify the schnitzel's measurements.
They called me the schnithead.
And certify that it broke the previous record of 1,212 pounds, so it blew that record away. And it was then split up into 4,800 portions and sold to attendees at the festival.
Yes, we put it on a conveyor belt and it comes right out to Schnitthorn.
Keep going. Do more.
What were you going to say? You were going to say something.
Well, so it's just a pork chop, basically?
Yeah, I don't know if it might be the tenderloin case. I'm not 100% sure what part of the pig it is. But yeah, it's like a fried pork chop or a fried tenderloin.
Yeah, I never really cared for pork chops.
Oh, man, I do love pork.
I know, and people, like my father loves them, and I like them only if they are incinerated to the point.
No.
That's the only way I can eat
You got to get them juicy. All right, well, anyhow, they made the biggest one in the world.
What cartoon has a character named Schnitzel?
That was Chowder.
Chowder, that's it.
And Schnitzel would only say rattle, rattle. He never said anything other than that, rattle, rattle.
I was looking for that, and I came across something that says schnit in the bathtub, so I'm going to
go ahead. Let's hear what that is.
I don't know what that is, but...
Oh, no, someone decided to take a shit in the bathtub. Not again.
You know what that was from?
What is that from?
That OxyClean parody. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, that was funny.
That was very funny.
That was...
Where they add the dialogue.
Just take this effing thing right over here and rip this. Oh, look at that. Someone schnit in the bathtub.
Oh, no, someone decided to take a shit in the bathtub. Not again.
Not again.
I saw this story. I thought this was kind of interesting. A pair of panties belonging to Adolf Hitler's wife, Eva Braun, sold at auction for around $6,000 over the weekend.
Oh, geez.
The pink...
Put on the panties!
Yes, the pink...
The ones that I like, the pink ones!
The pink silk panties, embroidered with Braun's initials, came from a private European World War II collection. They were sold to an anonymous UK telephone bidder.
These are like bloomers.
Who also bought her, you're right, they're huge.
Yeah.
Who also bought her white lace night dress for $5,000. You know there's some guy wearing these things staring in the, in the mirror.
Fatherland!
Yes.
Oh my God! You know, as obviously as staggeringly aberrant as Hitler was, with all of his little things like his all the weird, creepy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Him having sex is at the bottom of the list of things I want to think about Hitler doing.
Yeah. Auctioneer Jonathan Humbert said that there was perennial interest in items from the Nazi Germany area. In the same auction, a bracelet presented by Goering's wife, Emmy.
I got you something.
Sold for about $3,000.
Oh, my gosh. He been to Javid.
The gold-plated bracelet dated 1938 has a central locket with a swastika and opens up to reveal
a swastika on it?
A picture of Hitler, of whom Goering was a close confidant, of course. So there was a picture of Hitler in this locket that he gave to her with the bracelet.
That's right there. Too cute to not commit genocide.
Oh, my God. Be wife happy. Not there was a winner? Well, there indeed was not. And do we have one?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, man, I didn't even realize that piece of paper was right there. All right, we want to congratulate Karen Porini of Westchester. Karen got herself a $350 gift certificate for Floating World Tattoo and Piercing to receive a Preston and Steve Show themed tattoo. And Tattoos Day is presented by Floating World Tattoo and Piercing, 1729 South Street in Philadelphia. And for artwork samples, you want to visit floatingworldtattoos.com or check them out on Instagram, and their handle is at Floating World Tattoos. They do amazing work.
We should attempt to make a real deal estimation of the amount of tattooees who have gotten Preston and Steve since the beginning of this. Yeah. It seems like forever ago. And where we stand.
One of my favorite things from last year was I was playing golf. My buddy Jim and I were playing golf, and we got hooked up with these other two guys. It happens when you're twosome, and they want to make four, so they put two other guys with you. And we're playing most of the way through this round, and the guy who we were playing with leans and goes, "By the way, I have a Preston and Steve tattoo on my ass." And it was awesome. It was awesome. So, yes, thank you for your continued support. We do appreciate that. And thank you to our guest, Nims Purja.
Yeah.
Nepalese mountaineer, Netflix documentary about him called 14 Peaks, Nothing is Impossible, where he has climbed the 14 tallest peaks in the world in record time. He did it in less than 3 months, and the person who did it...
It was about 6 months.
Was it 6 months?
Yeah, so he wanted to do it in about 7 months. He did it amazing.
Okay, well, the guy who did it for him took 16 years to do it.
16 years.
So that's the difference in what a go-getter he is. So, but he was a super nice guy. And so was Tobias Harris. Official ambassador of Crumble Cookies.
And he is into it.
He's big time
completely into it.
And he scored 31 points last night in the Sixers' victory. Joel Embiid wasn't playing last night. The gang stepped it up.
Cookie Man.
He was one of them, and it was super cool, man. So I hope we have I hope we're best friends now.
Absolutely.
All of us.
So we can ask him for boxes.
Yep. And thank you to Primo Hoagies for bringing us goods this morning in Ardmore. Thank you so much. All right. We need to do the letter of the day. And Casey's going to handle that. Here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
And the Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter
I, as in icing.
All right, I is the letter. And we're going to give away a pair of new handgun training packages from King Shooter Supply and King of Prussia. One for you and one for a guest. The session includes classroom instruction covering fundamental training and safety, safe handling, and firearm familiarization. Then range time with an instructor, 50 rounds of range ammunition, and handgun rental. And the package also includes an additional hour of range time for each. It is a $500 total value. and we will give that away on Friday. So get yourself set for that. We have sponsors we would like to thank as well. The Preston and Steve Show, as always, brought to you by Dunkin', the official coffee of the Preston and Steve Show, and by Acme. Download the Acme app to see your all-new deals, rewards, and perks today. Visit acmemarkets.com for details. Tomorrow on our program, Fox Good Day, so we will spend some time with those guys. We'll have a secret text word, and comedian Tony Roberts will be joining us as well. And thanks again to Neumann University.
Yes.
And our engineering staff for hooking up this new cool Zoom system that we have, which will just be a better experience for everybody. It's going to be great. That is it. We are done. Rage on and have a great day. And we'll see you tomorrow, friend. Bye-bye.